Oi, bruv, what's going on? What is up, everybody? Good evening. Welcome to an episode of Wine, Cheese, and Comics, Please. A sophisticated look at the state of pop culture and all things comics and everything in between. Ladies and gents, we are here to talk the conventions, the latest comics, the latest movies and TV shows. Yes, ladies and gents, that is the place to be. Wine, cheese, and comics, please. But I am your host, Sans the Cookie Man, and I am joined by my co-host. You saw them, the one, the only. Let's bring them on in. We got first to the stage, Mr. Angry Man, the one, the only, Matt.
I mean, who else could be here other than Mr. Four Finger Forehead? I mean, that's what we got to do. I mean,
Hey,
we got to
Matt,
show up.
Look, if people can't be creative with the names of their show and they can't handle being called out about it, then they're gonna come back at you with four fingers of the forehead,
I mean,
bro.
Man, we'll save my hostility for tonight. We got lots to air out. I got the dirty laundry bag back here, just ready to go.
But Mr. Four Finger Forehead is almost like the five fingers of death. So I kind of like it, man. I kind of like it.
When you got a four finger forehead, people with big brains gotta store them somewhere. I mean,
there you go.
It's those people that don't understand what it's like to hold this much intelligence.
Man, when you say dirty laundry, man, there's gonna be some chatting tonight, man. I was actually watching YouTube the other night. Did you see who that going at it? It's all kind. There must have been full moons like the last couple of weeks, man, because people are batshit crazy.
Well, we're gonna talk about it tonight, man. Like there's no holding back tonight.
Hey, you guys get your popcorn ready. Get your popcorn. Get your Red Bulls. Stay up. But we are joined, as always, by our next co-host, the time traveler himself, Mr. Bearded Wonder. Doesn't he look like he's been running kind of like I've been running like Forrest Gump doing a run? What's going on, time traveler Gump?
What is up? How's it going?
Like you're a mix between like John Lennon and, like he said, Forrest Gump. Like I felt like running.
I just was running.
Yo, check out this Godzilla t-shirt.
That's pretty awesome.
Kaiju, that's fire.
Is that for the new one coming out? What's the new movie coming out?
This is just anybody who's like collects like t-shirts and stuff. I don't know. I'd have to take it off. I forgot the brand.
Are you a Kaiju fan?
My mom loves like the old campy Godzilla. And she kind of
I love them with the Mothra, like the original Mothra, where it's like literally like a guy in a green suit playing with action figures. I'm all about it.
So she indoctrinated me into that, and I don't know. There's no turning back when you see.
Did she ever see that movie One Crazy Summer, where they got stuck in the Godzilla suit, and then the old guy threw his cigar into the mouth of the Godzilla suit?
I don't remember that one.
It was Bobcat Goldwing in it, and you know how he talks. He's like, Yo, he just went crazy all over. He's in a Godzilla suit, starts smashing a projection of the city. It looked just like the old Godzilla movies. It was hilarious.
And I want Liz to know that photo is still holding strong up top. So
nice.
So it's not missing behind.
You have high ceilings.
Now, Matt, we're going to have to talk about those Jurvedrovich because a lot of people are posting.
Oh, you mean my family photo?
Yes. A lot of people are posting on the Jurvedrovich.
Yeah, they'll post now. They want to say, "Oh my God, the $30,000 book is down to 16." Listen,
they want to talk some trash.
You will say what you want, but the second they announce a live action Miles Morales, everyone and their mother is going to be trying to fight over that stupid book.
Mm-hmm. There's not that many out there. Especially 9/8. What are you guys drinking?
Well, hold on. Before
wait. We got one more. We have an honorable guest that just joined us. An
honorable special guest, because this guy always, when I say puts this man in check, you know how there's a dog whisperer, that guy Caesar.
No. Listen, call it out. There's a guy that will actually side with Sans because he can never win an argument with me.
Lies.
So you keep him hidden in the back.
It's because Kyle won't give me my flowers, man. Kyle is always like, I'm gonna have to give it to Matt this time. But
the honorary judge is unswayed. I don't want to hear your shit already.
He's like, Sans, you made some great points there, but if you would have just said this, you would have won.
Just because you're not a good attorney, you're a comic salesman.
Just give.
You're an influencer. Stick with influencing. Don't.
You know I should have won that, Kyle. He was like, you would have won if you said this one word.
I'm not gonna spoon feed anything to anybody. So,
well, that's why we bring this next gentleman on, because God damn it, if there's one person to keep this mofo in check,
I don't know. He may agree with me tonight.
Legend.
He may agree with me tonight.
Oh, he might, but he's a connoisseur of all things shutting Matt down. Y'all know him. Nola Comics. What's up, Nola?
I'm just here because I heard Kyle talk about spooning.
Would you be the big spoon or the little spoon? I'm asking for a friend.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn. It's about to go off the rails early here, ladies and gents.
I've met Kyle in person, and the physical nature of the two of us would lead you to believe that I would be the big spoon, but
it's the dragon.
I would find a way. Right? I would find a way to be the small spoon.
I am munching on some pizza and some Trop smoothie tonight with a Red Bull. God damn it. If it ain't going down, I'm going to have all kinds of cheese and protein and Red Bull. I'm gonna need a bathroom halfway through this.
I'm gonna need you two, Hudat, to come on tonight because you just got off a soapbox on one of the issues that I'm gonna be talking about.
Oh yeah. Hudat said, "Do not talk without bringing me on."
You
board.
Tell me, out of those three individuals, who's gonna be? Who's gonna be the little spoon?
You look like the meat sandwich between those.
Oh my god! And Tacoma.
Tacoma is like just
savage Tacoma.
I want
Tacoma
that framed.
Savage.
You would like? What do you have? 3 fanny packs on?
I have it's a utility belt. It's a utility belt.
Bro, why you got fanny packs on there, bro? You're supposed to wear them across your shoulder now, bro.
Sans wishes that he was a grunge rapper.
I gotta get my P's up, y'all. If you guys aren't watching Top Boy, let me go ahead and recommend that on Netflix. Great. If you like The Wire, this is the gritty version from the UK, man.
Okay,
I highly recommend it.
What are you drinking?
I'm straight whiskey, and then I have cider after I finish whiskey. I'm eating nothing because I'm off the cliff tonight.
What you got, Nola?
I just walked in the door. I don't have a damn thing yet. So
I got bubble gum and
right now I have a Pepsi.
Pepsi.
Hey, this ain't no commercial for Pepsi. Get that damn thing out.
You gotta be careful with sponsorship dollars. I'm drinking a Savonier.
Wait, you said sponsorship dollars? You get money from this?
He does.
Oh, dude, I collect it. That's the only reason I show up.
What was that called? Draculina?
No, Aculina.
He's on strike.
It needs a D and an R to be Draculina, but it's a 2009. I don't know how to say it. Savio Vese. I don't know.
Suavemente.
Sangiovese. Sangiovese. There we go.
All right. Well, before we begin, ladies and gents, let's say hello to our audience members. Gentlemen and ladies of the audience, good evening. We bid you adieu. Willy Wonka, Canadian survivalist. Cheers. Wolverado. Top of the morning to you. Liz Barnes, very highbrow of you. Jeffrey Silversmith. Let's go. Big O, good to see you. Headings told me that one. Who that is in there?
We need like a classical music in the background.
Right. We have Kenneth Bird.
Oh, good day to you, sir.
Very highbrow crowd. Good evening, Lucian. How are you, mate? Good to see you. I'm just Kenneth Bird said I'm from Virginia. Let's go.
I can't wait for Sans to deliver my paper tomorrow morning.
I want Sans to do like
extra read on the ballot. Sans got a secondary job because comic sales are down. Reading the front page
listen here. I'm Peaky Blinders, mate. You don't mess with me, man.
Yeah, you don't have a razor blade in that hat, and you don't have a toothpick in your mouth. I don't want to hear it.
Let's go. All right, y'all. We got a lot. We got a lot to cover tonight, man.
His new name is Sans Shelby.
Sans Shelby.
Wow. Hey, man, nobody fucks with Sans Shelby.
No fighting, Matt. No fighting, Nola. No fighting.
You come to Sans Group. You mess with the fucking Shelbys.
I like it. I like it. All right, y'all. Matt, what we touching on first, man? Let's go.
So we got to air the laundry. We got to get past the laundry, then we can move on.
Cheers to everyone in the chat.
All right, so here's the laundry. Here's and shout out to Hudat. So Hudat had some dirty laundry that he had to air out early or little tail end of last week or earlier this week, where you sometimes you just got to put people on blast. You got to just talk about things because, quite frankly, some nonsense that went on is intolerable in so many ways, and you'll probably hear about this more. So we did an absolutely fantastic charity show on October 6th. It was phenomenal. And I cannot thank every member of this community that came out, every member of this community that donated
thank you all.
Prizes, sellers that donated comic books that they paid for with their hard-earned cash and donated
your time just to not only to give it to us, but to ship it out on your own dime.
So with all good things, there has to be some bad things. And I'm here to talk about a couple bad things. You know, sometimes when you make comments in the chat like, oh, I want to do this, or hey, I want to buy that book, but you got to loan me time, you know, to do it. And then like a couple auctions later, you're like, oh, I never did that, or I was drunk when I did that. It didn't count. That sucks. That sucks because people front money for you and they put money to things because it's a charity event. If it was a regular auction, no one cares. We keep the books. Who cares? But when it's a charity auction, it sucks even more. Don't need to say names about that because I think it was a one-time deal, and quite frankly, it's minimal compared to this next thing. The next thing is if you attended our auction, Miss Amber Newton donated 2 out of this park phenomenal pieces.
Now Jeff is in the chat. Jeff got one of those.
Jeff got one, but when I reached out to Jeff, he didn't give Amber his address yet. So Jeff was a non-reliable resource to help in this situation. Thanks, Jeff. Way to go. But so here's the facts. Amber Newton donated 2 11x17 slate pictures. One was Star Wars, one was Batman. Those pictures were comic covers recreated in her fan image, laser burned on an 11x17 piece of slate that she did. They were phenomenal. They were awesome. They were out of this park. They were original. They were great.
They took like a day of her life.
12 hours a piece to create. 12 hours a piece to create. And she wanted nothing for them. She wanted, out of the kindness of her heart, to just donate that to this event. And the 100% of the proceeds and shipping slate is heavy. So the shipping was expensive. Mm-hmm. She took care of all of it. Well, 2 people received those pieces. Jeff is one, and he didn't get it yet. The other was Iraq. And when Iraq got this piece, he instantly was not happy with it. And, you know, when you get something, just like Sans and I were talking earlier today, sometimes you get a book and there's an extra tick on it that, you know, someone said it was near mint, but when you really inspect it, there's a tick, or this book looks flawless, and you open it up and like 7 pages inside are tore out. Like, shit happens.
Right.
Fucking shit happens. You know what? And as sellers, we know, hey man, my bad. Let me make it right. Well,
usually,
this dude
books,
out of the gate.
Sometimes they slip through.
Out of the gate, before he even reached out to us, threatened us with a lawsuit. On top of that, he threatened Amber Newton with a lawsuit to go after her for copyright infringement, to shut her down from making art. So Sans and I immediately tried to take care of this instantly. We offered him a full refund. We said,
refund.
We'll give you a full refund.
Matt said, this is going on. I said, hey, we don't need this. This is drama. We got so much other stuff. Charity raised how much money, Matt?
We have physically cut the check for $3,800. There was another $170 in super chats we're still waiting on from YouTube. We know it's coming. That will go to the charity.
We're close to $4,000. We were not worried
on the books. We have over $4,100 physically donated, a check to the charity, $3,800 in their hand. So again, he threatened us with a lawsuit, threatened Amber Newton with a lawsuit, threatened to go after her for copyright infringement for stealing a DC cover and laser printing it on a piece of slate, and wants to shut her business down for all of the future. So we said, look, we'll give you a full refund, no problem. But there's one catch. You spent $250 on that item. You won on the wheel. You can go back and watch it. You won 2 prizes due to auction wins. You won 2 Ton King signed books, and you won an Adam Hughes print. All I ask is you send those items back to us with
and we labeled.
Yeah.
Auction
we
wins.
Labeled the wheel auction wins to solidify people that paid for spots versus people that won spots. So we asked for them back. He said, no, I wouldn't. I'm not sending my prizes back. You can't prove statistically I won those any other way. We can. It's okay.
No, he did. No. For transparency, he did pick up another $60 purchase.
He purchased one more item from Paul.
And how many times would that have gotten you on the wheel?
3. $65 he spent.
Versus how many times was he on the wheel with the 250?
14.
So 17 times, and he had 3 entries otherwise, and he won two prizes. So just to be clear.
So again, we went back and forth. Well, he has now filed fraud charges on a charity auction PayPal account for a charity. He has also gone after Amber Newton, who unfortunately is currently hospitalized with pneumonia. So we wish her a speedy recovery and her health. And we apologize to her profusely from both Sans and I for getting tied up in all of this nonsense over someone trying to sue someone over a donated item in a charity event. And then we have Jeff Silversmith, who was supposed to get the other slate item, which was the Star Wars cover. But of course, he is a kind gentleman and totally forgot to send Amber his address because he donated to charity. And again, at that point in time, he was just happy to do it on top of all of the other amazing things that he did.
To clarify, if someone has a license to make DC fan art, is that copyright infringement?
So again, there's some gray areas. So Amber and I have been working to talk about this with what licensing she has, with what agreements she has. She does have an agreement from DC Enterprises to use characters for fan art without a sale. Now, let me clarify that. There was no sale in this. Someone donated a prize. The money was a donation to the charity, 100% going to the charity. There was no money that went in anyone's pockets, and then they received the prize. So this is where we're at. This will be its own post and its own video on Instagram. This individual is common in the community. He actually did his first show on Strictly, I believe, last night. I didn't even get a chance to watch it. I wish I knew that because I would have lost my shit in that chat and probably got banned again for the 15th time. Because, Strictly loves me in the comments that I make. But I don't tolerate that shit. I'm sorry, folks. I don't, and I wanted to get it off my chest now so I can get on with the positivity in this community and the topics we have tonight. But I have been absolutely blown away by the audacity of Iraq, the comments he's made about his attorney, lawyer, veterinarian, dentist.
It's almost like how I came on and I was like, cheerio, like pretending to be above and beyond everyone in a sense that, do you know who I am? And you cannot sell me this. And I demand my money back.
I am the time traveler of a promiscuous nature. I would like to inform everybody that It's
who'd
thing...
the same auction that let a scammer sell on there just because it's attention.
It's one thing to have a disagreement. I've had a few in my like tenure as like a comic book reseller. When it comes, and you haven't seen me in the community recently, those of you who are watching, and it's because I haven't settled up debts that I have, and I'm working through some personal drama, and to see this kind of drama unfold on a charity auction is ridiculous. If you look at my last 3 appearances, they were on Comics Curing Cancer, Adeline Rose, and Chad RCG's charity auction. That's literally all I've done. People ask me to like come on and sell, and I'm like, I'm not going to sell until
I drove you on the deep end for one Tuesday night show, but again, that was it.
I sold like 2 lots, and it was mainly to people in this. It was mainly to people who are in this chat right now, and who also have boxes with me, who they're just adding some more stuff on top of it. Oh, like I have no problem with that.
I miss it more than ever, because if Chad heard this shit, Chad would have fucking lost his goddamn mind.
Lost it.
He would have lost his goddamn mind, and he would have went off the rails and be like, "Fuck that! We're doing everything. We're telling this. We're blocking him everywhere he goes."
The only thing that bothers me is that it's part of us trying to community build and at the same time like raise money for a cause. Like it's very selfless act, and like everyone is very transparent with it, and it's just sad.
The part that bothers me, and I think you touched on it, it's the fact that by all means, if someone's unsatisfied, we have no issue with that. Mm-hmm. It's your communication, your the disdain and disgust that Matt that he came at Matt with. It's like you don't just like come at someone in that type of manner. It was almost like shock and awe. Like I have to scare you to get, because did you spend $10,000 with us? Did you spend an absorbent amount of money that we could not easily refund you? It was one of those kind of comments where you are just like, is this for real? Are we being punked right now? What is going on? And then it kind of escalated where it was just like, then you don't hear from them. Then it's like, we're trying to give you money back and we don't hear it. Well, I was traveling and all of this. And we're like, we're trying to do business here and you're doing business on your own time. And then you're blaming us. And then you're threatening a person who just donated something. So it was the audacity of it, the gravitas of the whole process.
I mean, even as we're sitting here complaining about it, we're still like reminiscing in moments that we like shared in the community.
Oh my God, we gotta pick up the slack for Chad's Christmas event, man. We gotta hit up his wife.
We do a Santa show.
Yeah, we gotta do.
I'll have to dye this white.
We'll do a Santa show where we all gotta dress up like Santa. I'm telling you.
Yo, I am down. Chad did that every Christmas and gave to those kids, man. We got to find a way to help. But, I digress, man. Just going back to this topic, I think there's a right and a wrong way to communicate with people, and there's a right and a wrong way to air your grievances. And on all accounts, this was done in the wrong way by this gentleman, and it just is egregious, not because it wasn't an auction. It was a charity event. It wasn't your standard cookie shop or any other whale auction or anything. It was a charity event. At the end of the day, the man could have said, you know what? Here, take this prize back. Let's do a partial. I'll keep my prizes. Let's do a partial refund. Let's find a way, because this is going to charity. Instead, it was like, who's my attorney? And you'll hear from my lawyer, and Amber will never work again. We're shutting her down completely. It's like you don't even know this person. This person donated something, and you want to destroy them. So
Grinch is blacklisted from the show. I'm just letting you know this right now.
The Grinch is on.
He cannot come back.
Permanent hiatus.
So Wolverado, shout out to Wolverado, is an amazing community member. there's either I'm laughing my butt off at the things that Wolverado says, or they're like a little bit too far, and it's like, whoa, man.
Wolverado will be like, too soon? Too soon.
This is one of the too soons, but still I'm giggling with my mic muted.
You know what? I'll consider bringing him out when Oppenheimer comes out, and we'll do a viewing of him as Oppenheimer.
Oh my god!
3 hours of Grinch narration.
You cannot have him make any comments about anything dropping or anywhere.
All right. So I want to drop this. I will make a sole Facebook or a sole Instagram post about him. If you want to do business with him, that's your own record. You know, you make your own work. I will never talk to this man outside of this. I will never support this man in any auction, not because he didn't like the prize. The fact that he wanted to threaten someone's business who donated an item out of the kindness of their heart, and they didn't know how to defend themselves.
Yeah, so, I have no words for how you just go after someone.
I was trying to save up some money for a commission.
Yeah, and you know what's the crazy part?
What's that, Wolf?
Actually, let me hear this. Amber Newton went as far as she reached out to Adeline Rose directly, and she's in contact with them about doing memorial plaques, remembrance plaques.
She and on top of that, she was only going to donate one of those, but because the community had interest, she said, you know what, and these things take time, ladies and gents. Yeah. She said, go ahead, put them both up and give the money all to Adeline Rose. She could have said, look, give me 50% of this, give me any. She said no.
So
two of these.
Off the nonsense. Iraq, you're an asshole. I said it. I'll fight you till I'm dead, man.
I don't know who he is.
So I'll fight you till I'm dead. You know, you could be the 80-year-old hobbit for all I care with the greaseback hair selling on Strictly. Fuck that show and the scum that they bring in. You're a perfect fit for that bullshit. So go have fun. And I swear to God, I'll see you a cold day in court in Texas when I shove my foot up your ass, threaten someone on this channel or threaten someone on a goddamn charity auction. Fuck you, you piece of shit. Moving on to more fun things.
Oh man,
well, I was trying to.
Did you hit the bleep buttons?
No,
I was trying to show off my cheese. I'm eating some reserve Gouda. I sprinkled it.
Yeah, one job.
Hold on.
No, I sprinkled. Fuck
your attorney. Fuck your dentist. Fuck your veterinarian too. All three all three walked into a bar and they all were dickheads.
I sprinkled it on these baby potatoes, which also have a nice little seasoning.
That actually looks really good. Are those grapes right there?
No. These are tiny potatoes. I put an avocado oil glaze on it, and then sprinkled some Gouda crumbs and some seasoning, and then that pairs with my Sangiovese from it's an Italian 2019.
Thank you, Jeff.
And then a little side salad. Also has some cheese on top. So yeah, that's what I'm working with. Do you want to move on? Transition?
I want to
the rest of the show.
So much good
Sans and Nola, are you okay with us moving on?
Yeah, let me just chime in for 1 sec. Normally my role on this show is to find some way to aggravate Matt or to shut Matt down or to do something funny for Matt's sake. In this case, I just want to say, fuck that whole thing. This is the most repulsive thing I've ever heard. If this wasn't a charity auction, fine. Play your petty games, do whatever you want to do. This is and look, I'm not going to belittle the amount of money because different money is different to different people. Correct. How much it is different and how much you're willing to spend. But if you're willing to spend casual money on a hobby and then complain when it's going to people who have lost children. This whole charity is for families that have lost children. Shut your goddamn mouth. Figure it out. If you want your money back, take your money back, but shut your mouth. Don't bring up lawyers. Go away. Just go away and don't do it again.
Yeah. Okay. Do we have a transition?
Movies.
Yes, Sans, you are muted, by the way.
All right. Listen, out of
Booby.
all of those films, I want to give the most time to the creator, and if you haven't seen it, you missed out.
Well,
The
you could still
creator
watch. It's not like
was-
it's gone. You can still
It's
watch
out of
it.
theaters. It's out of theaters.
But you
already.
could
Is it
still.
out of theaters already? How's
Yeah.
that possible, bro?
Yeah, it's out of theaters already. I tried to get my wife to go back to see it because
There's a movie that I watched. It was
It's
called.
still up here.
is it?
Yeah, I still have it.
I
You
thought
know,
I
you,
saw
you
a
know,
sword
down in
over there.
Louisiana, they're a little bit behind. You know,
I'm not in
I gotta
Louisiana.
do that in the chat. I'm not trying to throw some
Dude.
shade on any people, but
If
He's
you're
in
gonna try and
Boston.
make fun of someone, at least get your fucking facts right, Matt. I am not in Louisiana.
He's in Canada. He's a Canadian.
I am
Get it?
I
Okay.
near Canada.
Oh my god.
sorry.
Just because you're all angry, just because you're already angry,
I may have
because
thrown
you're already
shade at your-
angry and
where you
worked up,
live.
don't take it out on me.
God damn you, Nola, go away.
Oh, you knew it was going down, brother. You knew it was going down.
There's gonna be one instance where I'm gonna surprise everyone and somehow convince James or William Albright to come on this show.
Oh, that's that is going to be epic.
Mistakes were made. Who that? I'm sorry. I take it back. Let me do a rewind. Didn't mean to say anything.
I don't like comics. I really appreciate that comment, man.
Yep.
I still need to settle up with him as well.
So, all right. So, Lo, it's the holiday season. And honestly, all the holiday movies that were supposed to come out, The Exorcist, Five Nights at
my
Freddy's that
God.
comes out this Friday,
Not The
Saw,
Exorcist.
all of them got trashed by one freaking person. Do you know who trashed all these movies?
Who?
Is it Scorsese?
No, Taylor fucking Swift. Taylor
Okay.
Swift was so impactful in the box office, The Exorcist pushed back their movie date because they couldn't contend with her. If Taylor Swift can outdo The Exorcist, that bitch is a demon.
And you know what? People already went to this show, are going to a movie to watch the show. They already went. I am losing my mind. That's crazy.
And
what?
and I'll tell you this: the biggest thing Taylor Swift did, Taylor Swift rocked Hollywood right in the nutsack. So Taylor Swift cut out the Hollywood studios portion of it, and she went direct to the vendor, and she made her concert movie bullshit exclusive to AMC, and Hollywood
wow.
studios got none of that money. None of
Wow.
it. It went to AMC and Taylor Swift. That's it. It is like a precedent for movie nonsense, and Hollywood Studios is furious. They lost millions.
Well, I mean, look, she's an entertainer. She's brilliant by doing this move, and and you see all of these people on strike still because people can't figure out how they should properly pay people. So as an entertainer, if she can find a way, and I think she just sold all of her masters recently too.
Mm-hmm.
But she's making money hand over fist. Why not another savvy move?
1.4 billion from just her concert tour. 1.4 billion. She gave $100,000 bonus to every truck driver in her squad.
Wow.
But that's good. That's some like supportive shit. Like I'm gonna commend somebody for doing that. Like that's some awesome stuff.
Wow.
Because it doesn't happen enough. So
SAG-AFTRA is still on strike.
Still on strike.
Writers are done. SAG is still on.
They're resuming. Yeah, and like I said last show, I linked you'd have to go back to it. I linked in the chat
they wanted
the actual agreement.
57 cents is it on every dollar that was related to streaming, or how is that? Explain this part to me, because 50, I mean, that seemed like if it's on every dollar, that seems like it's a big amount. But if it's
the initial concept, what's up, Emmy Comics? The initial concept was to actually get residual payments based on the success of the film or the TV show or any kind of media that's on the streaming platforms. The streaming platforms are like, well, we don't really have any way of keeping track of this and tracking it.
Right.
So it's they're trying to figure it out because they're 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 at an impasse where they're not making livable wages because they'll sign a contract and it'll just be you get your flat rate, and if it succeeds you get the same payment as something that doesn't quite as succeed as much. So I don't know, it puts Hollywood into a position where quality doesn't matter and it's more of the quantity. Just pump out films. Get another Marvel film out there. Get another Fast and Furious film out there. Get another Saw movie out there. Like it's
Hey, this is about family.
residual.
Fast X.
Just
I mean,
how many
we
times
want
do you need to
exclusive rights
see
for the
cars
the
in
Shelby
space?
boys from tonight's intro.
Everybody gets a cut, and that's what they're arguing about. So.
Yep.
So
what again? We had Exorcist, we had Saw, we had Creator, which wasn't horrible horror at all. We have Five Nights of Freddy coming out this Friday. Like, what is your horror like go to? Like, I need it.
Did we
Zombies? Like Night of the Living Dead zombies? Like what? Like talk zombies.
American Werewolf in London.
Oh,
American Werewolf in London. That's right.
Let's get her in there. That is probably one of
That's
the
a
best
classic.
werewolf transitions in history.
That is by far, well, I guess between that and Michael Jackson's Thriller transition, which they were done by the same company, by far the best werewolf transition. Only thing coming close was the Lycans on Underworld.
I don't know, man. They were what was the big guy that when he transitioned?
Yeah, it was crazy. It was like raw. He snout.
That was pretty good too. That was like a great series for the beginning, and then it just went. Woo.
They just did too many. Underworld was great. It gave you vampires. It gave you werewolves. It gave you kind of a in-depth history of how they, had to battle each other and work with each other.
I don't know, man. I just
and then you had a hybrid, which
they
was
ripped
dope.
off Hugh Jackman's Van Helsing. If you ask me, I'm just saying
it did. But Van Helsing, the CGI in it just destroyed it from the start. So
I don't know. Aaron Eckhart's Frankenstein.
now Dracula that was done more recently. I forget, Dracula Untold. Now that was a dope Dracula when he
The Last Voyage of Dimitri.
Oh, was that good?
That was good.
Oh, I got to check that out. But going back to the classics, so Train to Busan, from a zombie perspective,
okay.
World War Z,
okay,
and then like Night of the Living Dead, Return of the Living Dead. You can't beat the classics there, man.
Evil Dead, little
Evil
Ash in
Dead.
your life.
Oh.
Can
You're
we
Shaun of the Dead. You got the.
Can we just let whoever's in the room with Sans take over? Because
yeah. Can you please join the show? We'd like the real person to come talk to us.
just take the hat. No one will know.
We have a
You don't need to wear no hat.
We have an English NPC trying to infiltrate Wine, Cheese, and Comics. Please, we need
All
some
right,
help.
Nola. I need to hear from you. Horror movies. What are you going to?
Great mall scenes.
My bent on horror movies is religious horror, angels, demons, possession, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, there's some good ones.
So Exorcist,
So-
or like Legion, like
All of those are good.
Legion was good.
I'm gonna throw out a weird one because on the surface it doesn't necessarily seem like it is, but Event Horizon.
Okay.
What?
love it. It was a classic. I think they were trying to remake it. What was the Event Horizon in the future? God, they tried to remake it, but it was the same concept of Event Horizon, but it was different. It was like a Sunshine or something. It was
What
called.
happened in Event Horizon again? Is that
That's
underwater?
where-
It's in
that's the sphere.
space. It's in space, and they basically somehow open a wormhole to some hellish dimension, and yeah, it's a great flick.
The
Oh, I'm gonna have
underwater,
to watch
the
that.
underwater one is Sphere with Samuel L. Jackson and the ball. And it
Gotcha,
creates all their fears.
I mean, just look at the cast of Event Horizon: Lawrence Fishburne, Sam Neill.
Sam
I mean,
Neill.
it's got big time people in it, which you don't see in a lot of horror movies. So
Fair.
that's I love angels, demons, possession, evil versus good.
So Constantine.
I love Constantine. I thought it was a great
That
story.
was awesome. What else? Legion.
I can't wait for a
Legion was
new
good.
Constantine too.
What's the one? Is it Angel Heart?
I don't know. The
Or-
other one that was about angels was Frankenstein, where it was like the angel gargoyles versus, the vampire creatures.
What is the name of the movie where V.O. Morrison was the devil, and they were all chasing after that same black heart?
I
And
don't know.
and
God, I've never heard of a movie with
and
Viggo Mortensen.
the priest was like it all had that story where the priest is not feeling like they're up to their snuff anymore. But they had a series of these, and these were good.
The Prophecy.
Yeah, you're talking about The Prophecy,
the
which
prophecy.
is a great. It's Christopher Walken. For
Christopher
God's sake.
Walken, man. He plays. What is it, Michael or who does he play?
Gabriel. He
one of
plays
the-
Gabriel.
Gabriel. Oh my God, Christopher Walken as Gabriel. He just sends chills up your spine, and then you see Viggo Mortensen. He's like, what are you doing here? Like, oh my God, yeah, it's so good.
Look, I got to go back to my early days, and I got to go Legion with Tom Cruise.
Legend.
Whatchamacallit?
Legend.
Legend.
Thank you, Noah.
Okay.
See, thank you,
Okay.
Noah. I'm glad you finally made your presence here now.
Tom Cruise, Legend. Yes,
Shit.
that is one of my wife's favorites, along with the Lost Boys.
Oh,
Can't go wrong with
I
the
love the original Lost Boys. Kiefer Sutherland.
Oh yeah,
Was there
I
a
thought it-
different Lost Boys?
There's a couple
remake?
crappy spin-offs.
Oh my
yeah.
God!
There's the Loster Boys.
The more Lost Boys.
the more Lost Boys. Yeah. But nobody here has mentioned kind of the tropes.
Jason,
Freddy,
Michael Myers,
Chucky.
I think they're
I'm
so
not a-
outdone anymore. They're rebooting Mike Myers. Like, that's the big news in the Hollywood world. Freddy hasn't been a thing since Freddy vs. Jason. I mean, like, and that wasn't even a thing. That was just nonsense.
So the classic tropes of the horror monster is kind of dead now. We're all in a different headspace. We want the thriller, psychological.
I mean, I almost want to do what they're trying to do with like the Godzilla franchise. They're making that monster madness kind of like where the movies like interject, where monsters are all around us. Werewolf by Night was phenomenal. Like, it was a part of
yes.
that. Like,
Well-
go ahead, Noel. You're speaking. I will be silent.
I didn't say anything.
He was clearing his throat.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Jesus, Matt.
Look, I can't have your hostility in here tonight, okay? We started the show off rough. We brought it back down to a fun level. Don't
man.
you take it there.
Simmer down.
So where do you guys stand on like the James Wans of the world or the Blumhouses of the world with these kind of
Blumhouse.
Hostel was
New-
amazing when it first came out. Like,
New
Hostel,
Age horror.
Hostel was cool. Yeah.
like,
is the
Hostel
New Age
was-
horror living up to snuff? Like
I don't New Age horror.
Insidious, Annabelle, all of those, along with kind of Blumhouse, what they have like Simon Says, all these crazy movies.
Most of my favorite horror movies came out in like 2014.
Oh, so Blair
So-
Witch.
Yeah. So my favorite genre of horror films is found footage. And it's
So you like to get
where it's like, oh, they're dead. They just found this recording that they have, like
what was the name of that one with
Cloverfield.
Ethan Hawke?
Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke, it was like malicious or something like that. He found like
Stir of
some-
Echoes.
Stir of Echoes was me and the wife watched that just the other night. Kevin Bacon,
Oh, it's Kevin Bacon.
that's
Okay,
his best movie ever.
Ethan Hawke. Okay, go to Ethan Hawke. Tell me more.
Ethan Hawke, it was like it was like Malevolent or something like that. 1 and 2, like he found these almost snuff films or something, and it was like
8
haunting
millimeter.
him.
8 millimeter. Oh God, I know what you're talking about. What was it? It was Sinister.
Sinister.
Yeah.
There it is. Sinister.
But that
Okay,
was based off of 8mm with Nicolas Cage, the same
Ah.
content, which was the
Malevolent.
original snuff film, and he tried to find it.
Oh, what's that? Malevolent. Oh,
Malevolent.
Malevolent.
There you go. There's other ones like Grave Encounters, Paranormal Activity. There's this Australian one called Lake Mungo. Anybody's heard of it?
No.
It was
No.
phenomenal. It's like a docu-series.
You know what my dirty pleasures though? Watching
What's
those like ghost hunter shows.
Yeah.
There's one on YouTube. I watch it all the time. It's called Mindseed.
Hold on. No, that's the premise of Grave Encounters. Was they were the people that go in with the EMS.
That was a show
laser.
though, right? That was a movie, Grave Encounters.
Grave Encounters was a movie about a TV series where they go hunt ghosts.
Yeah, I
And
remember
they were on season 1, episode 6, right? And then they basically find ghosts and they never come back. The season just ends.
Yeah.
It's
So
nuts.
Mindseed is like my new watch. I watch it every night.
Mindseed. Okay.
It's amazing.
How many?
Like they have like 5 seasons. So straight to YouTube series, 2 dudes, and I'm telling you, man, there's 2 episodes that like just send chills up my back.
Now,
Like
with-
there's this
with
one.
any
There's
of
this one
y'all-
where like I don't believe in like nonsense, but they visit this house where this woman died in the lake, and they're doing
Mm.
like a Ouija board session on like the back dock, and
Mhm.
like this woman's head comes up out of the water, like
No way.
clear as day, wet as day, and they bolt. It's like they almost stopped doing the show because of it.
Now, would any of y'all spend a night in like an old
Oh,
haunted
absolutely.
house? In
Yeah.
I would see me and Kyle in a haunted house for the
An
night. I think would
asylum
be the best
or
best
like
thing.
some
It'd be a
hospital
pay-per-view event.
that's- Yeah, we're gonna have to. I'm gonna give y'all those GoPros on your head, and Kyle, all you'll have to defend yourself is rollerblades and music. And Matt,
I actually used to
Take
go.
that, people.
I used to go ghost hunting long before there was like ghost hunting TV shows. I would like find what were all the supposed haunted sites
The
and
hot
go
sites.
and hang out and see what if there was
knew this
any.
guy was a goddamn Ghostbuster.
Wait a
Only
second, did you
happened-
feel that? There's a cold breeze in the air.
Oh my
Dude, I'll
God,
tell you what.
this
I
device
went
said
to a,
sex, panties, outside, stairs. Oh my God, this ghost is out of its touch.
What's up, everybody in the chat? We see you guys. Thank you for commenting.
I love
What's
the chat.
going
The chat's
on?
going off tonight.
What else
The
did you do?
chat
Did
is
you-
going off? Good to
Hold on,
see ya.
hold on. I wanna dig a little bit deeper. Nola, did you take like the EMF recorders
No,
for like
dude, we
magnetic
just-
fields
we
and
just-
stuff?
it was me and a couple of friends, and we would just go wherever it was, and 99% of the time it was absolutely nothing, and one time it was scary as shit.
And then
Nah, man, we didn't take that technology shit. We went in there like we were badasses.
No,
we were
Nola, you
oh,
was in,
ghost,
you
show
was
me
in
what
New
you got.
Orleans, man. There's
Right.
some scary.
That's what I'm
shit
saying.
with
If you
the
do it
voodoo
again-
in the cemeteries, man.
you need to film it so that I get the found footage movie that I'm interested in.
I'm telling you, I live literally 5 or
which
15 minutes
which
from
reminds me of a
Sandhurst.
great movie, Skeleton Key, another classic.
Ooh. Skeleton Key or Drag Me to Hell. I mean, I can't tell
I-
between the two.
Oh my
I like-
god, my wife will laugh her ass off if you said "Drag Me to Hell." That goddamn goat dancing everywhere.
I dislike all movies set in Louisiana. I'm sorry.
Want some scary stuff coming to New Orleans? Yeah, who dat? The history of like witch doctor and voodoo and everything out of there.
No, thank
So.
you. No, thank you.
See, I would go. I would do that in a
I would-
heartbeat.
see, I would
me
go.
and
I
Kyle,
would
let's
go
do
too.
it, Kyle.
Yeah, I'd go.
How was the creator? Like, how good was it? Like, honestly, because I'm considering.
Oh,
watching
it was.
it.
It honestly, it's my #1 movie of the year.
The,
Really
over Oppenheimer,
Yeah, over Oppenheimer.
over Barbie.
Dude, I won't lie to you.
over Barbie.
I haven't seen Barbie yet, but I almost cried.
Aw. Wow.
And listen, look, Denzel Washington's son is like an up and coming act. I mean, he's already a knockout, but like,
But
he
you see
is-
how you said it, Denzel Washington's son. He's got to
Mhm.
live in that shadow.
yeah,
I'm
but
having
I
a
don't care,
great
man. My
pops.
dad was.
I said the
look,
same thing. I was like, Denzel Washington's son, and my wife was like, he has a name.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Like, I watched that, and then I went and saw The Equalizer 3, and I was like, All right, Denzel, it's time to let your son
to,
step
to
in.
let that go. Yeah.
Yeah, and let your son step in. You're getting a little out of it, and that man's a living legend. Like, I won't say a negative thing about him in his films, but
Two
Over
two
Ant-Man
guns.
and the
Two
Flash.
guns.
over
was
Ant-Man
the-
and Flash, whoop Blitz, man. We gonna fight, man. We're just gonna throw it down right now. Like, both of those movies were atrocious. And
The
look,
Descent,
because of those movies,
yes.
I haven't watched Loki yet, so I got to sit in the back seat when we
Oh
talk about
man!
Loki.
Now who's been
So-
watching
Wow.
Loki?
So let's end movies with Loki. I'm gonna just shut my mouth and go back here and take a nap.
Now Loki, my friend, I didn't have big expectations for season 2,
I
but this is
sort of
kinda-
did.
This is giving me some goosebumps. And speaking of goosebumps, is kind of good. This is giving me some goosebumps. This second season,
Hmm.
not so much, buddy copish that I thought it was gonna be. More so, just kind of like there's powers. There's time travel. The time travel is actually good to me this time around. And when they went into old time London, man, I just had a blast with that episode. Like the first episode, I was like, man, this is going to be way too cerebral. Because they started talking all kinds of hyper theories, and I was like, oh, what is going on? But by episode 2, the way they started breaking it down and unfolding it, and now they're going deeper into the past, I am loving it.
How's
So-
my short round doing?
So, I don't know how to say his name. Quan. His last name's Quan.
KU Kwan. He plays OB.
Obi.
Yeah. Holy
I
crap.
said, how's short round doing? That's what.
He is
Yep.
such a phenomenal actor, and pair him with Hiddleston and the person who shall not be named, no, who remains, who still remains. It's an apt it's an apt name now.
Who majors?
Yeah, Kit Majors.
Don't forget Luke Wilson's brother.
Whoever says it that
Wow.
way. Whoever
Wow.
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 He's okay in my opinion. Owen Wilson has always just been Owen Wilson. I liked him
You
in
really went
in Shanghai Nights and Shanghai Noon with Jackie
What
Chan.
about the Wedding Crashers?
Wedding Crashers.
I
man,
didn't
come on.
really like that film.
Oh,
Old
my
school,
God.
man.
Old
I'm not a
school.
big who's that other guy with the
Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn.
Will
yeah,
Ferrell.
I'm not a big fan of Vince Vaughn. That
Vince
me
Vaughn
too.
is very blunt humor, funny though.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It just doesn't resonate with me for some reason. I'm not like super hypercritical on him. Like I enjoyed Wedding Crashers. I'd rather see something else.
So wait, you didn't like Dodgeball?
No, I didn't.
Holy shit!
I did it for you this time. I had to help you. I did it for you. There's only so much a man can take her out here. Like, all right, I understand you may not like Owen Wilson. Wow. But
Wow. Wow, we're here.
It
Oh,
wasn't a good movie. What am I supposed to say?
look, he's still not ready.
Oh, he's still harping on this.
He's still not ready. We tried, folks. A couple more minutes. Let him simmer down
Let him
and
simmer down over there, Kyle. You don't talk shit about Dodgeball and get away with it. Oh man,
you good?
You guys are gonna make him bleed his own blood. Stop it.
You gonna make me bleed? No one makes me bleed my own
No.
blood. Oh man, but just getting back to Loki, I think what is good is it's not going down this whole buddy cop, good cop, bad cop.
Even though
might
Loki
thought-
is dressed like a detective.
Yeah, you might have thought, but it is actually off the rails, kind of like I don't know what's gonna happen next. It's not predictable. It's just what the hell is happening? Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego right now? But it's crazy.
I am thoroughly enjoying season 2. I don't want to
Now,
spoil anything.
This is going to actually make Matt watch it, and Matt is going to give it a 3.5 because it's going to be like it's going to be like our Star Wars high picks. He's like, oh hell no, it's going to put me to sleep. But I will say this: it is pretty damn good.
All
Chat.
So I will watch it. I'll get caught up by next show.
Chat, what do you say? How are you guys liking Loki?
What are we? How many episodes in are we?
3.
3.
Okay,
Yeah.
Fourth
that's
is coming
cool.
out tomorrow.
Yep.
So chat.
I think it's awesome. Like
what
I'm
are you
so
rating?
invested.
What are you rating Loki A through, I guess, D at this point in time? I'm gonna put a little poll up for you
A
guys.
through D? What does that mean? Oh, like a
Which
One,
one-
two,
grading
three,
scale?
1, 2, 3.
Which
Okay.
one is good?
Oh, 9.4 CGC. That's coming with no notes too.
For Loki? EGS does notes on everything.
I'm about to say, so that's like a 8.0 in CBCS. So, you know what I do have to say about Marvel? I'm so happy they made the Marvels because it took all the negativity around the Flash and just threw it out the window, and became the lowest grossing movie of all time. So,
Is it? Has it come out already?
Wait, what are you talking about?
The Marvels. Has it come out already? I thought it was in November.
no.
It's not out yet.
Hold on. It's the lowest grossing movie, 100% for pre-sales. It's grossing lower than November.
I think
November
it's
10th.
gonna get some word of mouth buzz because when they took away when it came out originally, the trailers were funny and Marvel's gotten blasted by these kind of comedy funny trailers, and the recent trailer was more like original Gen 1 Marvel, like fighting and all kinds. I'm like, okay, let's see. It actually made me want to see the Marvels.
Marvel's tracking for a 75 to 80 million domestic debut, making it the lowest tested box office superhero film of all time. Again, we could be wrong, but
So
is
it's trending towards it.
look, I don't know why everyone has Brie Larson hate. She's not bad. I mean,
people gave her a bad rap just from the start because they felt like the way Marvel portrayed her character, and then she's very outspoken, and I think I just didn't like the first whatchamacallit that much, but I don't her Captain Marvel. Yeah,
I am
T.H. Samuel. It just wasn't a great movie to me.
I'm a Skrull fan, but Brie Larson's interpretation of Captain Marvel just wasn't up for me. It just came off fake, like fake cockiness. I don't know.
I liked her in the Avengers movies.
I mean,
except for when they made her OP to destroy Thanos at the end. But
Stan Lee always said that Captain Marvel is the most powerful being in the Marvel universe. So it makes sense for her to
I
just
thought it
be
was
like,
the Beyonder, though.
I'm pretty sure it's Captain Marvel.
He also at one point said Domino was so.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe his word can't be trusted.
So where are we putting? Where are we thinking that Marvels are going to be? What's going to be the bigger flop for the year, Flash or the Marvels?
I think Marvels is going to be the biggest flop, but honestly, I think Aquaman 2 is right behind it. I think Aquaman 2 is going to be your cheesy buddy cop film with him and his brother trying to fight Black Manta. So I think everything that you're going to have, the buddy cop nonsense that you thought was going to be in Loki is going to be in Aquaman 2.
Don't forget how shitty Blue Beetle did.
But Blue Beetle was good.
Blue Beetle was supposed to be good. Everyone gave it. You know what? A lot of people just didn't go to see the movie.
Just saying.
And Blue Beetle was good.
Blue Beetle was okay.
I thought it was okay.
Yeah, Blue Beetle was very.
It had the same. It suffered from just having the same kind of predictable story.
But it had so many nods to like Hispanic culture that you'd have to like grow up in that kind of household to understand how funny it was when they're dropping them off.
Gotcha.
Like the simple nuances of being dropped off and having your whole family yelling at you in the car while you're like trying to leave to me, I was laughing my ass off at that point, but like not really laughing my ass off when like he was like blowing up the house basically and putting holes in the ceiling. But yeah, it was a very nuanced movie. I thought it was enjoyable.
Interesting. Well, But was it as you can't put that in the class with the Flash, right?
What? The Flash was garbage because
Flash
of
was
what
just-
Ezra. No, but
Sans, I
because
almost walked out of the Flash the first 5 minutes, dude. Like I texted you.
I
And I was like,
told you, man. I said those babies. I said don't watch the baby scene.
you said show up 15 minutes late and you'll thank me. I was like, why? I watched that. I was like, Sans, I'm ready to leave. I'm ready to walk out.
I
You're
said
like,
don't watch the baby scene. You're gonna want to vomit on yourself. I was like, don't do it. That,
So-
my friends. Yes.
I will say The Flash is the only superhero movie that I have not seen. I won't go see it.
Don't waste your time.
I
It's
don't.
not even
wanna-
about my time. I will not support
Yeah.
Ezra Miller.
Can't support
Oh,
him.
I agree.
That's
That's
where
if
I'm
somebody
at.
paid for me to go. I wouldn't pay to do it. I had a firm stance. Will not pay a dime for this film.
I will torrent it.
All right. So we've crushed movies. We think Loki's doing good.
Loki's
Yeah.
doing great with a capital G.
You said that.
I'm
about
gonna be a
Andor.
stan. No. I'm gonna be a stan about Loki because I liked season 1 so much. I ranked it above Scarlet Witch.
Ooh.
I ranked it. Yeah, I know.
That was
Ooh.
number
I
2
ranked
for
it-
me. Scarlet Witch will still Scarlet Vision or Scarlet. Yes.
WandaVision was the name of
WandaVision
it.
is still
WandaVision.
number 1.
It was good, man.
Loki was number 2.
Loki beat
I
out
think Loki
WandaVision.
beat it. I think Loki was better slightly for me than
It was just, but it was mainly because of the last scene with both of the Lokis
Yes.
and
Yes.
Masters in
It
that
blew my
room.
mind. I was like, whoa.
Some of the most phenomenal acting I've seen in a sort of a long while, like 5 years. So yeah.
Yeah,
I
good
act every
times,
time I'm
man.
on this show, and that's just disrespectful. I mean, my Grinch interpretation was the best thing. Like, I mean, I've never received so much hate mail in my life.
Oh,
For the character, I mean, you should receive hate mail. So yes, that was a
yes,
success.
it actually hit home. Now let me ask this question since we brought it up. The Sixth Sense. Did M. Night Shyamalan steal that from Stare of Echoes?
No, he stole it from Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Really?
Yeah, there's 2 things that he was under serious contention with. Sixth Sense was an Are You Afraid of the Dark episode on Nickelodeon, and he stole pieces of it where the person was dead and was able to see dead people. That and Talk to Me was
Talk to me.
which was another great one. They claim it didn't do it, but that also stole reference to Are You Afraid of the Dark with the Monkey's Paw episode.
Ah, gotcha.
So Are You Afraid of the Dark was kind of the staple for these short 30 minutes. I mean, remember
Yeah, that was
Zebo the
Nickelodeon.
Clown?
Goodness.
Like Zebo the Clown was a reference off of it, but it was in like its own little form. But
Interesting. That is
Yeah, but
very interesting.
nope, not Stir of Echoes. I think came out after. Signs.
Oh no, I think it came out before. It's just it
Um,
felt so similar. When rewatching it, I was like,
Sixth
"Whoa!"
Sense release date. Sixth Sense released on 1999. Stir.
So did Stir of Echoes.
Oh,
It-
both of them.
1999.
It is.
Yeah, you got me. So
It is.
so I don't know. It's kind of when they're both coming out at the same time, it's hard to
Yes,
copy off
it's
of one
hard to
another.
copy. Yeah,
But definitely, if you look up M. Night Shyamalan, you can definitely see that there's some direct references to Are You Afraid of the Dark. Also, his movie The Village was shot 10 minutes from my house, and I actually in high school, a bunch of us used to sneak on the set and steal the robes. 2 of my friends have the yellow cloak robes still that are set props.
Oh, really?
You can go and,
The Village is literally filmed 10 minutes from my house. Like that was filmed there. Lady in the Water was filmed at an apartment complex in Kennett Square, which is like 20 minutes from my house. Signs was filmed in Philadelphia, or sorry, Sixth Sense was filmed in Philadelphia. Signs was between Philly and Pittsburgh. They're all filmed in PA. Like there was this huge thing, like he wouldn't leave PA. Like his spirit was tied to PA. There was a mockumentary about him where he drowned in a lake and a ghost saved him, and he is now tied to PA. Like he can't
to
leave.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Okay,
Some soggy strumpet.
So
okay, so So his heroes, his horror. Do you guys respect it, or is it?
I think it's dated. I think it's a hit or miss completely. Like I want to watch a knock on the cabin. That was his newest one.
Oh yeah, knock on the door.
Knock on the door with Dave Bautista. I heard that was pretty good.
It
But I didn't
seems
see it.
interesting.
I don't like him.
I don't
I
like
do-
Dave. I don't like
I
Dave.
find all of his movies to be just variations on a theme. There's like some crazy twist at the end that if you kind of pay attention, you can probably pick up on. I mean, it's just I don't know.
You know what? It comes to that old trope of subverted expectations, and so many people are like, I still love The Sixth Sense for the simple fact that it got me. I was like, wait a minute, I didn't realize that. And so many people was like, bro, you didn't know he was dead. Like the whole time, the guy never changed his clothes. What's going? Like people have come up with ways to like make you feel like
I didn't get it
fool.
the first time. I didn't.
Right. And he's like, he's talking to his wife and all of this stuff. Like people have said like some of the meanest things to people on the internet. Like, bro, how could you not know? Like this guy's never changed his clothes. He's did this. I'm like, dude, I don't know how I was so into the movie and not seeing those signs, but it was good. And speaking of signs,
Signs.
My
Mark
favorite
Wahlberg at his best.
my favorite movie that he did was
Devil.
no
In the elevator. Oh, that was a good one.
Stuart Little.
He did Stuart Little.
I think so, right?
Now you made me.
I'm pretty sure he did Stuart Little.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
a
yeah.
kid.
Mark Wahlberg was in The Happening, not
Mark Wahlberg's the happening. Oh, it's the plants talking to that fucking movie.
Yeah.
I can't even. Oh, I'm gonna lay down in front of this lawnmower because the plants told me to do it. Like,
people were just jumping off the building. Oh man, the trees.
Oh
were-
no, it wasn't Stuart Little. Never mind.
I
We're
He's
going off the
done.
rails here with wrong information.
all right, so he's done. Let's
Disregard
see.
that. I just picked a random movie in my head that had nothing to do with what you guys were talking about.
He's done.
think-
old glass split.
Okay,
The Visit. He did After Earth. That was horrible.
was that the Will Smith
Oh,
one?
that was the Will
Yeah,
Smith
yep.
one.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Devil. He did The Last Airbender. That was horrible.
Oh,
was
he
pretty bad,
killed the
too.
last Airbender. Why did he do? Oh,
because he's terrible.
like
Happening.
literally, I am so happy that Netflix is doing a whole new. Like we're gonna all have to watch that and review the new Airbender because
He did do Stuart
No.
Little. He did do
Amazing.
Stuart Little. You're right.
He
He did
did
the
do
newest
Stuart Little.
Oh, we did do.
1999.
Okay, there we go. That's my favorite. M Night Shyamalan movie.
Unbreakable was probably one of my favorites.
Unbreakable.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I like Mr.
Unbreakable.
Glass. I like that character. I just didn't understand what was happening in the first Unbreakable, but it was decent. So
So, all right, we're done with movies.
we're done.
Let's put a fork in it.
We're done
done.
with.
We're done. We move on.
We got to go to news. I want to do these in reverse order because I just want to talk about Johnny staring up the skirt of Susie and that ice capade. So yeah. So naughty covers. I see them everywhere.
Everywhere, bro.
I like naughty covers. I have like
Hold on.
seven short boxes of naughty covers.
So look at Nolan. Nolan's just like hoarding them all.
Now, when you talk
Yes,
when you
yes,
talk
keep 'em
about
going.
naughty covers, you have to understand that who the artist is and what their perspective is, and how they view women and
Yeah,
or men.
I
Because
agree.
there's naughty male covers too.
Oh, I agree with that too.
There's that phenomenal Babs Tarr Nightwing one. I would consider that a naughty cover where he's like in the corner dripping sweat.
I will be honest with you, I have never owned a
That
naughty cover in my life.
that is male gaze right there with huge boobs. And you're not really focusing on much else. That is the male gaze.
This is bar. So what they're doing now, every new movie or every new hit thing,
Mhm.
it's just they'll do a kind of mock you up of it and just make it a nude cover or some type of naughty cover.
Well,
And I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but these are not like original. These are just more like, hey, I'm just buying that for the cover. They're not like Dave Stevens, where he drew great art and it happened to be cover art for great stories or something.
Well, I mean, where do we draw the line at a naughty cover? Is this a naughty cover? It's a chick in a milk bath.
Mhm.
I mean,
It's insinuating
a
things.
cover with Rob Lightfield's feet on it could be a naughty cover.
Nightwing in his yoga pose, right? Who they drew all kinds of Nightwing. The Nightwing covers last year were like pure, I think we have all ladies buying Nightwing comics now. So,
Well, Nightwing has DC's greatest butt.
right.
Yeah, I don't know how many iterations of Nightwing where it's just like he has the badonkadonk of badonkadonks. Where do you draw the line, Nola? What would you define as a naughty cover versus not a naughty cover? Do you have an example?
Well, I think naughty is the there's a playfulness to it that isn't necessarily incredibly overt
Okay.
for me. I've always been a pinup art fan, going all the way back to like Vargas and those guys in the 50s and all of those sort of innocent, really soft feminine takes on women. And that's why I'm a big Dave Stevens fan, because he does the same kind of thing. This is just kind of a super sexualized female form to me.
Fair. Yeah, I'll agree with that.
To me, I still like this, but this isn't naughty. I just think this is kind of over the top.
So is there a line between what comic books can have a naughty cover and what comic books shouldn't? Because I think we said there's a Spider-Man naughty cover, Sans.
Oh yeah, but it's not Marvel. It's Black Ops or something like that, or they're making, so there's a Freddy Krueger and Jason naughty cover.
My example for this is actually a slab that I own.
Let's see said slab.
This is what I'd define as a naughty cover.
Oh, that's Money Shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Money Shot is.
It's a naughty book made by a sex worker, essentially. Like the writer is a sex worker, and it's about getting the money shot, where they're filming having sex with aliens. Like that's the premise of this comic. So this is my definition of a naughty cover, because it has sexual innuendos and it's not being bashful about them, I guess. So
got you.
Oh man, I just gotta take him over. Nightwing rescued a 3-legged puppy, Barkwing. He's sensitive.
Now, what is this, Nola? This isn't a real cover. This is fan art, right?
Well, this isn't even a real book.
It's like the cover. They make a cover and you can attach it to the book, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is literally just a guy that makes these,
and they're phenomenal.
They're awesome. They're great.
Oh yeah, they're good.
And I've got a few of them, but it's literally just a cover that if you want to, you can, pull some staples and attach to a book. So, like I said, here, what is naughty? Not naughty.
See, I wouldn't find that naughty. I would find that, yeah.
The character design is
What about
ridiculous.
what is it, Bitch Planet, or what's the one with the ladies riding on the airship, and it's Dave Stevens, right? Comic Planet, Planet
Oh,
Comic,
you're talking about Planet. Yeah, there's this one, but you're talking about
the classic Planet Comics. Yep. Yeah. Now, what if not naughty? What is that cover?
To me, that is naughty.
Okay.
But it's not.
It's not overtly where it's like, hey, boobs are out, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
half two ladies riding a rocket. You know.
Look, let's be honest. This is, for the most part, a male-dominated artistic field, and men draw women through the male gaze, like Kyle was saying. Yeah. And there's very few covers with a woman on it that aren't hyper sexualized.
I agree to that.
I will also agree. I mean, even I wouldn't say that what you just showed was a naughty cover, but the character design is naughty.
Like, you know, Madeline Pryor and Emma Frost to me are not necessarily character, and also on DC side, Power Girl, they're not necessarily characters that are being pushed for story versus being pushed for the art.
But see, like a cover like that Carnage cover, that doesn't ring to me a naughty cover. That just rings to me like a woman of power and like
she just has a figure. But for me, that is Carnage, like at his crazy, like taking over Mary Jane.
Yeah. Well, go back to the X-23. What do you get? Like, they're in combat. What is a sports bra? Garner towards combat.
That is a combat uniform.
Okay, bracers.
But this is why Emma Frost is ridiculous. She walks around in lingerie.
Look at Magic right next to her.
This is why Magic is ridiculous.
Bikini bottoms.
Right. Look at Magic. Like, who is she fighting like that?
I mean, it's just the entire industry is based on overly sexualized female images. So
yeah. And like I said, I have like 6 short boxes of stuff like that. Sorry, the dogs around here are going crazy.
Clearly, I don't have any shortage of the stuff because that's just the stack that's sitting in front of me, and I didn't even know we were talking about this.
Now, as opposed to the death cover that you have up there, which is absolutely flawless and is the complete opposite of those types of covers, and so like. You look at the industry and say you don't even need to go that direction, but sex sells, so it is what it is.
Well, yeah, but then hold on, let me see. Feel free, talk amongst yourselves.
Man's got to dig.
Where to go?
I don't know, man. Like, I mean, look at the people that.
But where I was going with this topic is not even kind of the Magics, the Emma Frosts, the Power Girls of the world. They have their own story. They're historical characters who are established. What I'm saying is when you look at Elite Comics, not the one Elite Comics 11 that does the sales, but like Elite Comics, their main sell is making homages of these covers that are of the naughtier. Like if you go to a Comics Elite and the first thing that's popping up on your page is like, oh, Captain Marvel, but the naughty version, right? So you're like, wait a minute, what's going on here? And that it's like those are like, you go to eBay and you look up that that Barbie book, $150. So my question around it is like, what is with the rise of those books versus, the same thing that you may see in Marvel? Those books just seem like,
well,
going to sell porn to you.
Exclusivity and sexualization. I mean, they're
adding
on to points because Comics Elite only does exclusives.
Right, and there's no content. There's nothing to the book. And that's the problem for me. Like it's not even book. It's like I'm buying the art And
Well,
that's
if there was, you'd have to pay more because that adds another factor, like a first appearance or a critical plot point, like somebody dies or something shows up.
Well, I mean, it's
you said nerds be horny.
exactly.
Well, look at Playboy. I mean, let's go back to where
Market manipulation.
marketing. Like, I mean, the cover of Playboy always has. Look at the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. It's not just comic books. This has been around for forever. It's now becoming just more prevalent in comic books.
It's always been prevalent. It's always been prevalent.
Absolutely.
But I think now with people having the ability to do like homage covers and variant covers and like being the variant world has been blown apart in the last 3 years. It's its own staple. Like it's like the Do You Poo.
When
like
I say
Do You Poo books are like its own staple.
When I say Power Girl, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Oh, the white suit, huge boob,
The
blonde
boob
hair.
window.
Boob window.
The flawed costume design, yes.
Boob window. That's
All-Star Comics.
I mean, that's boob window, for God's sake. It's just
it was just a thing I saw on the rise. Now again, the 70s had all kinds of batshit crazy comics, right? There were comics where it was just like you name it, everything was going on in the comic, but they were independent. And again, these are independent ones, but they weren't homogizing. I want to say, like your ASMs, right? Like you get ASM 601, but instead it's the nude ASM 601. You're like, what? Like it becomes all kinds of craziness. So,
do you like the sexualization or do you not?
I don't mind it.
If it's a good cover, I'm all for it.
Okay.
Come on, Nolan. Like, come on. Like, come on. And, I know I started the show off well, but I mean, you didn't have to make this an NC-17 show. You gotta, mark this now.
It's
But
cartoon.
between,
It's cartoon iteration.
Between the
Chunk waffle.
the
the name. I don't think I've ever heard of that.
God knows. Noah has all of those 70 joints. Oh man.
Yeah,
man.
there's a campiness to it where it comes
These
in
were
that
like
kind of form.
the Flunky Brothers or something.
But like, it's just
brothers.
Yeah.
I don't know. It sells because people get enjoyment out of it, and I don't know if I can deny that.
Everyone has a fetish or something they like. I mean, come on, people make money off of feet pictures and nonsense and used socks. So if there's a market for it,
What up, chef?
Make product that's generated to that market.
Yeah, I mean, if it sells, it sells.
So we can move on, but I thought it was interesting the
I
rise.
just want to see what Noel's going to throw up next, man.
People are saying that they're the simp books or nerd porn, whatever it is. It is out there. It is
Everything that Nola just showed is like part of my. Everybody has their personal collection. That's the kind of stuff that's in my personal collection. The wacky, like Floppy Cop, is one of my favorite.
You got Biker Mice from Mars, right?
It's a cop. No, I have Miami Mice.
Miami.
It's a play on Miami Vice.
Dude, I think Kyle and I could probably sit here and just keep putting up weird ass books probably for a long time.
Yeah, mine are all in my storage.
Goddamn bender.
Do we want to, since we're on the topic of covers, do we want to translate to our Halloween covers?
Well, do we have Halloween covers? I didn't.
Do
you have them personally?
Oh, I never made it to the. No, I don't have it personally.
Yeah, this guy does one thing for the show and he totally forgot what it was. Now he's getting interrupted and ignoring me. Why is he even here? He's a time traveler. He can go back in time and fix this.
Go back in time and pick up stuff.
All right. Well, here, make you big so we can see these covers because Kyle just loves the show.
Yeah, I do.
We got some of that Freddy versus Jason versus Ash goodness. And these were some super cool connected covers and stuff like that. So these, my friend, were some goodies. You had a 6 series part on that. Everyone loves some Freddy Krueger goodness. Then we had some of these Treehouse of Horror. Who did not love the Treehouse of Horror, y'all? Nobody told Willie there was some funny ass episodes. We got some Evil Dead. This is part 2. Everyone loves Ash. I don't even know what this one it was, but I had to pick it up. It's called Tap Dance Killers, the greatest show.
No.
The greatest show. Look at these guys, man.
They
This just
they
reminds me of something
stomp you
crazy.
to death.
Right.
Tap dance.
How about the jazz hand killers?
Jazz hand killers. But we got your
I think
classic.
Chucky's more menacing in the comic books than he is nowadays in the
Oh,
movie.
his TV show is terrible. I'm not a fan. And then you got Jason versus Jason X. So some goodness. I don't even know how
So wait,
Jason
how
X-
could Jason fight Jason X when Jason X is Jason? It's the same person, just in a.
he's in the future. He's
Kyle, you're gonna have to explain this to us.
time traveler.
Time travel is a nuanced concept that is hard to because you can't be present in 2 places. So
Or can you?
Why not?
Branches. We're talking branches there, remember?
I gotta
because
say,
you'll be a variant.
What's your time travel? Is time travel branches or is time travel like you said, you can't see yourself? Is it the Back to the Future time travel?
This would be my adaptation of. Oh, I had one of those books. I sold it. Let's say that I go to another
Legion of
time.
Monsters.
This would be me here.
I don't get that.
Yeah,
I'm somewhere else. You don't
So
just
you-
disappear.
So you would sleep here while your consciousness was somewhere else?
No, I'd be dead here.
It's kind of like
Right.
that show, The Peripheral, where you kind of got to
They
go under.
canceled that shit. I'm so mad.
Have you seen
Yo.
the time travel short where he has a box and it teleports him back 5 seconds, but all it does is kill him in the present and then restart everything?
No.
And then he realizes that he's just like murdering himself, and then they do a montage of the person next to him freaking out every time this person dies next to them. That's
So-
time travel.
Yeah,
Oh,
There we
wow.
go.
I knew there had to be a Wonder Woman in there.
That's not horror.
So,
Yeah, well-
so
Going back to Naughty.
yeah, but with time travel, I think you have 2 different classes where you could time travel and you can never come in contact
Yes.
with yourself.
Asaka Mime is really
That
good.
is crazy.
It's a really good graphic novel, black and white, manga-esque, but not really.
Oh, I need that book. That book is crazy, Noah. Where'd you get that?
It's a really good story though. Like Asaka Mime is one of my top graphic novels that I've read in the past 3 years.
Is it comic form or graphic novel?
Graphic novel. It's a hardcover.
Graphic novel.
It literally only sold as a hardcover.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it came out 2021.
Sans be making an eBay purchase tonight.
I like thoroughly enjoyed the story. It was so
This is-
good. It's so freaky.
Kyle,
Oh,
this
you
is
have a
trade.
soft cover. What
This
the
is
heck?
trade, by the way.
Oh, never
Yeah.
mind. But yeah, same concept. Really good story. Oh, dude, I actually want to reread it. It was really good.
All right,
For
we're gonna do the book club. Nola's gonna have to send that one to me.
for horror, I have like a weird. Yeah,
Horror.
who's the author or the creator?
Andy Levy's the writer, and Hugo Arroyo or Arroyo or however you pronounce his name.
Okay.
Hey Matt, our series. Could you ever tell us what happens in book 2 through 5?
I've only read up to book 2. I have
Damn.
not. But I'm
Here's
wait-
my
yeah.
horror. I don't have horror comic books, but I have some horror art that I purchased recently. I could
The-
show that off.
the big
Is
issue is
that a-
Aftershock went bankrupt. So
Oh damn.
That's fair. So here's a spooky 4 headed person. with the moon. It's just focusing weird. Come on. Whatever, you get the idea. Here's something else. I don't know. I like weird horror stuff like that.
All right,
then-
Stephen King. We're gonna have to make sure that you're in books.
Look, it says to Kyle up here. But yeah, no, I went
What doesn't look horror?
I went to Monsterpalooza and I picked up a bunch of.
When was
cool stuff.
Monsterpalooza?
It was a couple months ago.
So they just had Richmond had just a horror con. So I did not know that half of the people, so like Tony Terry, Candyman, is also Darkseid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he does the voice of Darkseid. I was about to get Darkseid.
He came into my shop. They're actually doing a Darkseid. He just recorded something for an animated
He's
series.
also a voice of Venom.
Really?
And
I
his
didn't know that.
Venom is sick. I was gonna get a Venom signed. I think he did Venom for the video game.
He
I think
came
he
into
said-
the shop and told me about his upcoming project and told me to shut up about it for a year.
Uh-oh.
So it's been over a year, but yeah.
Yeah, so they just had Richmond Horror Fest, and they had the guys from Werewolf in London, American Werewolf in London. They had all of your favorite Leprechaun. They had Warwick. So it was just I was trying to make it down there, but then it just fell short, so I couldn't make it through there, man. I didn't really get to any cons this year, but I don't feel too bad. I felt bad about missing that one.
I feel bad about all the stuff that fell through at Terrificon, and wait, when you were supposed to meet me at Baltimore, that never happened. I mean, whew.
I found my naughty thing that I wanted to show. This is what introduced me into Sozomaika, and it's
Oh,
Ooh.
it's naughty.
Ari
but-
from
Ari from League of Legends,
League of Legends?
Nine-tailed fox. But yeah, it's seductive, but it's from a female gaze, and I don't know,
Souza
I like it.
Souza is a really good artist in terms of like toeing the line, but not like over the top. Like
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think she's really good. She just did Something Is Killing the Children. I love it. Did you guys see that issue?
No, I didn't see that.
Wait, something killing the children still going on?
Yeah.
Apparently.
I heard it picked back up though. Honestly, I heard like 15 through 26 or 27 is like kind of like but then like 25 all
Yeah.
is starting to get better.
I hear the Cutter series and there's a doppelganger of her that I haven't really been reading, but I hear that is what's kind of like reviving it.
Okay.
But yeah, she just did a cover for Golden Apple Comics.
Interesting.
Yeah, so
They're in LA. Does that make sense?
I thought they were a part of Frankie's and had gone bankrupt or something, but I was like,
Frankie's
But yeah,
drama. That's
I like buying art.
Jinx.
So yeah, Jinx from
Dude.
Arcane.
oh, that's dope
It's
right
a
there.
huge print. Also female gaze. So I don't know, maybe I just like female art more than male
Ooh,
art.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I thought Susan did a good job on this. This right here,
I like
let's-
that because a lot of times like they do her kind of very thin and emaciated at times.
yeah,
I don't think they do the prettiness of her face. So I really like this cover.
this cover and this is just a headshot too with the scarf and everything. I like this. Like you get a lot of action, but you don't really get to like just see Erica. So I thought this was dope.
Yeah, that is cool.
And as Souza, I was like, whoa, she's on the cover. Okay, that's hot. But what I love is that they just did a Halloween cover for
Mhm.
Something Is Killing the Children. Did you guys see it this week?
I did not.
I'm gonna have to pull that one up. Let me
34. Holy shit.
yeah, it's up to 34, man.
I'm happy I got out at 15.
Listen, I think the first 8 or first 10 are classic.
Do not let me depict Thelma that way. You put her away.
That is a child.
She was a saint.
I wanna rewatch
She-
the Scooby Doo movie.
She let Mystery Bus kept them on track.
So yeah, they got a Jinkies series where they make fun of Thelma. So this is the Halloween one right here. I
The
thought
Trick or
this was,
Treat.
yeah, I thought this was cool as hell, in the sense that you got all of the houses and
As kids. with the
yeah,
mask.
as kids, and I'm trying to figure out if this is a monster at the door.
It looks like it because the shadow.
Right.
It looks like the spider with the arms going out and the big head with the hair.
Exactly. Or I was thinking maybe it's Octo at the door or something, but
No,
I
it looks
just
like a
thought this is
monster.
cool.
Yeah, it looks like
So-
a monster. Like they were coming to trick or treat, but they were also coming to slay something.
Yeah. I thought they
the
did a
ghost in the
good job
background.
on this right here, because they're like classic little images, and they all have the different dragon
The house mask.
houses. Yep. So good stuff. Something that's killing the children. That's how you recapture some fans with storytelling and good
Man,
art.
don't quit. He just keeps them coming.
Man, I
told
thought
you.
Nola was out of books. Nola,
He's just
No.
showing us a poster
What?
book at this point. Jesus. A collection. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So
Uh,
we got two quick topics to kind of end the show, and I don't want to steal
Sure.
any thunder, but I just want to
Yeah.
keep mindful of. So listen, do we need to spend any time, or did every show under God's green earth cover the foil hate from New York Comic Con?
I don't even know
Look.
what that was.
here's the thing. I thought it was funny, and shout out to my man Mighty Mel V. Shout out to Thorough. Shout out to Manny the Collector. I was just like watching different things, and all of a sudden, like I've been okay with the foil, but all I heard was
100.
what's up with all this damn foil, man? Blah blah blah. And I was like, yo, the hate is real. Like I literally was like, yo, y'all about to kill Auto. You remember when Jay-Z did Death to Auto too? And everybody like T-Pain, everybody got hurt by who was using Auto Tune. Or like when Biggie said Kwame and those effing polka dots, and he destroyed Kwame's rap career. I was like, y'all boys about to kill the foil industry.
The
with
foil
this
industry
hate.
dropped after New York. Every
my
you
God.
couldn't scroll through a post from Thursday to Sunday to be like the Dave Chappelle. Yo, y'all got any more of them foils?
Y'all
Like-
got any more of them foils?
like it
Yo.
was on every show, and there were some cool foils. There's some cool
Yeah,
covers.
yeah,
that-
there was some
like
there was some dope
there's
foils.
There was some dope but
I'm not even going front.
I think more so the issue is how many. Again, they had 100 and some different variants for that show.
Ask me how many foil comics I own.
Oh, that's cool.
That's pretty cool. Ask me
Yeah.
how many foil comics I own.
Oh, you got a sneaker variant. Did you get one that's a 101, or did you just
Nah, this is
get the
this is
RGBs
just a
art book?
sign. I tried to get one from Ryan, but he just sent me the regular. I wanted a 101 with an exclusive sneaker.
It was super. He did 25 of them, I think.
Yeah, but they were
awesome.
only. I think
one
Erod and
only
them-
101. Every
Yeah.
sneaker was only a 101. He only did
101,
that
and I
sneaker. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Erod and them
There's-
had them
but there's
at the table only.
25 of them, so it'd be one of 25.
But
No,
it's,
they were
it's a
different
different
sneakers.
sneaker.
Different
Every
sneaker
sneaker
on
was a
every one.
different. It was a
Whatever.
different Nike brand or Air Jordan sneaker.
Exclusivity. It's another gimmick.
No,
Foil
it
is
was
a-
dope though. It was a dope gimmick when you got a when you got a 101 sneaker. Like I'm the only
Man, don't even
one-
wear sneakers. He walks around like
Right.
Jesus. Go talk
He
about
walks with
sneakers
his
over here.
sandals. I'm the only one with the Jordan retro, fives, the Bugs Bunnies. Like, how crazy is that? You're the only one with the Bugs Bunny Jordan on Ryan Brown's book.
It's another
It was a
gimmick.
cool idea. It was a really cool
But
idea.
this is the book, and he did the sneakers. Each one of the sneakers, he
That's dope.
individualized.
Oh yeah,
It
I'm
was-
not bashing that. I'm saying that foil is the gimmick.
Oh yeah.
Foiling things, metal is a gimmick. There's that
holographic.
Yeah, if you have like the prints that have, it's just an overlay. They heat it and put it on there, and
What
you
was
cut
that?
it out.
It wasn't holographic. It was
Like the
acetate.
Yeah, it's like
Acetate.
well, there's also like this crystal kind of, it refracts light differently.
God, we
So,
had the
But
so we're
acetate.
seeing a lot of 9.9 books with the foils and these kind of covers.
So is foil the cheaper metal?
yes,
Yeah.
well,
So when
it's
absolutely.
times are
shiny
tight
shit.
and books aren't selling, because it's gonna be a perfect transition into our next thing.
Mhm.
Would you rather have a metal cover or a foil cover? So
Neither.
look, I wasn't asking you.
My answer is simple, neither. They're just gimmicks. Covers, it's like 35 for a foil, and everybody thinks that a
75 to 100.
100 is the price point for a
Well,
metal. It's not.
If you speak to Jeff Silversmith, he had a real silver cover. Made
Perfect.
real silver.
Well, Jeff Silversmith also busted out a Harry Potter wand at a charity show,
Yes.
so I don't put nothing past that man. That
Harry
man got
Potter,
stuff.
straight
That man got
silver.
stuff that I've
He
never
had-
seen in my life.
he had
Oh
a
God!
three-
Look,
he had a-
look, would you look at this?
Get him out of here! I can't even look at that ass.
How much is that book still going for, though?
I bet
That's
you it's
the,
still
Over
a
100.
good-
that's the
Over
question.
100. Over 100.
Oh, it's got to be more than that. 'Cause
No,
this is
it's like a couple hundred,
Hold
100
on,
to
I'm
200.
checking right now. Ultimate
I have no idea.
Fallout 4 acetate. Is
The-
it Black Flag?
Yeah.
I purchased mine for $23,500.
The
I
last
remember
time I
you getting paid, right?
looked it up, which was over a year ago, 175.
All right, so a 9.8 just still sold for a little under 300.
Just raw. Show me the
Nine-
most recent raw sale.
Most recent raw sale. I'm looking. I haven't seen. There's none for a while. Hold on.
This is literally the only slab that I own that I purchased as I want it. Was the Money Shot book.
Dude, look at this glory. How do you knock this, man?
What?
Look at this. Just a clear plastic cover on top of another book. It's fucking genius.
Yeah, but it's got a flag on it too.
You shut your dirty mouth. You shut
But-
it right now.
but
I'm
for-
going back to August. I haven't found any that are sold.
So I would say that to answer your question from earlier, the foil variant
Oh,
is
damn.
just another gimmick that's being overdone. So
$6.99 for that M&M Spotlight variant. Ooh, $2.49 raw.
When was that? October of 2022?
God damn.
that's a couple days ago.
Or is that?
Oh my God, this book is
Six,
literally
Listen, you should have said 12 months. Instead, you said 6 and it didn't matter. So you screwed yourself. You're not getting the point back.
No, Kyle could have gave me that point.
You
Kyle.
ain't getting-
Sans-
you ain't getting that point back, buddy.
He knew.
Sans has 2 like half points, so technically he
go.
needs 1 somewhere because
There
he
you
can't
go.
take these technicality losses.
I mean, they have $4 is the one I've seen recently.
For those of you who
$4?
don't know, what we're talking about is there's been various bets throughout our 29 episodes, and Sans has lost almost all of them. But it's been a few of them have been on technicalities. That's cool. That got my eye. I like dinosaurs though, so alligators are really close.
But wrap the show up. So our last
Oh
topic.
yeah. Let's. This
Our
is gonna
last
be-
topic is
Coming to
kind
an
of a
end.
hit home topic, and it's a good way to close it.
Mhm.
What's going on with the comic sales market? Let's talk this from the perspective of the seller and the auction, as well as the buyer. And I'm gonna kind of sit this one out because I cut Kyle off way too often on most topics. So my man's got a soapbox for this one, so I gotta let him preach.
Kyle, talk to us, Kyle. Talk to us, brother.
Okay.
So listen, I know I promised you I'd let Kyle talk, but this show is going on for an hour and
Nola, you're
44
supposed
minutes.
to stop him, Nola.
Listen, if he goes on too long, so I just want to warn you all. I apologize, but I'm gonna let my man go. Go ahead. Are you on strike? Are you on strike now too? Just right away. But thanks for coming back.
Oh my god, I was ready, dude. I was mentally prepared, and you just kicked me out of the stream. Who does that? Who dat? You.
All right, so hit it. The floor
Who
is
dat?
yours.
You already said goodnight. Why are you still here?
Because he wants to talk about this topic. This is what he's been waiting for, and I think he'd be a
Okay.
good part of this topic.
uh, comic sales are at the point where we've lost FOMO, in a sense, because foil would generate FOMO. Ooh, I need to catch my breath. Um,
Damn, I took the wind right out of you.
Took it
yeah,
out of
well, I ran back like 4 times. No, I don't want you to leave. What I'm saying is like, it depends on the price point. It depends on what you got in. I've been saying this over and over again. I've had late night chats on my channel regarding this. It's
Talk about what you sent us in the chat. Go back to what you said in the chat. Go
well,
ahead.
I think that comic channels need to be readdressed. So we had an influx of during the pandemic. We had a lot of people who came to the hobby, who introduced themselves and got addicted to it. Where it's so easy to just show up every week, multiple times a week. People keep showing up, just keep doing it, keep churning out content. And then it became to a point where like uh, the it's little things though. We're a very small community, so like let's say that you have somebody that doesn't isn't favorable or doesn't have a good deal, like what we addressed at the beginning of the show. That alienates not only that person, but it looks bad on the channel, and it looks bad for people coming back to it. And if you remedy the situation like we try to do, we try to be honest, it doesn't matter. You still lost that buyer or that seller. And we just kind of dwindled down to the point of where you have some regulars that either get burned out because they're the only ones around, or you get people that want very specific things. And everybody collects differently. So if you're out there just trying to hunt down the newest first appearance and the newest like hot book and trying to hype it up and sell it for a profit, it's not going to be sustainable anymore because there's so many people that just aren't after that. They're still so, don't get me wrong, there's so many comic people who buy comics every week, people who literally just go out and they have like what they like. There are certain books that you can market to me. I don't care what it is. I'm going to buy it because it's something that I enjoy, and it gives me that escapism, like escape back to childhood basically. There you go. There's a great example. That is my favorite, the first appearance of my favorite Star Wars character,
Mace Windu.
Asajj Ventress. But it's and I bash first appearances because it's artificially marking up the prices. So I don't know. My soapbox is like convoluted because at one point I've used comics to literally get me out of a shitty situation and pay for rent and pay for storage and pay for food to go in my mouth. Like that's where I'm at. But there are people that it's just a hobby. And it should be fun. So why can't we tone it back, market it properly, which I'm so pissed off. People don't market it. The only way that you market is you post on like Instagram and that's it. You spam DM people through chats. Like that gets old super fast. Plan a show, have a theme, have an awesome giveaway, market it, get people hyped from it, make it like once every other week is what we were talking about. Maybe even once. If I do any kind of sales on my channel, I'm going to do it once a month. And it's going to be hand-picked people. I'm going to promote very specific books that will be sold. And I'm going to generate an audience, and it's going to be fun. And I'm going to give away a bunch of shit. Like, that's the whole purpose, is generate the community.
So here's a question for you.
Yeah.
As the host,
Yeah.
do you need to be exclusive versus inclusive?
What do you mean?
So, for example, someone's got good books, but they have a bad rap sheet. Do you set a standard for who's going to be on your channel?
Me personally?
As far as your seller, like in general, like the market's flooded. I mean, we went from having 50 shows to 4,000 shows and 10,000 on whatnot. So like any Joe Schmo can be a seller anymore. You could put $1 book up for $5. You could put a 99 cents or a $100 book up for 20.
Okay.
Like, do hosts need to set a more exclusive, well-rounded panel that people know, that people have confidence in to build that repertoire, or
Yes.
can they just still let people in to let
No.
people in?
Yes. The first part. And that's sort of what I was touching on before, is you have these shows out there that have multiple shows a week, and you can't reliably fill those time slots, especially with like people like me who's been very unreliable with time because of personal issues. But you can't quantity. You need to grow through quantity. But if you don't have quality, your growth is going to be stagnated anyways. What I'm saying is, yes, you need to be exclusive. You need to kind of handpick people, and if you don't be afraid to cancel it. I mean, I'd rather put a good image out, but it needs to be kind of ground up. You need to reach out to people. There's been hundreds. Look at the charity auctions. How many people show up to the charity auctions? When I was watching Comics Curing Cancer, there was 100 people
Over 100. It was over 100.
the entire fucking day, and it was new faces, and they were buying everything because it had purpose, it had meaning. People were there for a cause, and
So
that's
what
what
I
it
was
needs to
saying,
be.
I agree with what Kyle is saying. And as a host, a channel host, it is interesting. I'm actually one that kind of posed this question because
Mhm.
you see it on a daily basis. And, I talk to many people, Nola, others in this chat, who that, and I
Mhm.
say, what are we seeing right now? And we'll be on a panel doing something live, and we're talking backstage, and we're like, it's dead tonight. Far more often recently, we've been saying it's dead tonight, and it's not so or that you got to have a crazy deal in order to sell something. It's
Yeah,
not
it doesn't even matter.
right. It's not so much to me that you need a crazy deal. It's to me the market has flipped in a sense that it's a buyer's market,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
it's been that way for the last I want to say 8 to 12 months now. Since the end of last year, um, things have kind of slowed down, and the consistency. So why do YouTube shows and not whatnot is because I enjoy the camaraderie.
Yep.
I like having Nola, Matt on a show and just be like, hey, half the time when we're on our show, we're making fun of Yahweh's feet or something
Yo,
of
listen,
that.
I think I put Paul in a bad place. I think I gotta turn it
Yeah.
back on my man Paul.
But you know what? It's the hilarity of not only do I get to hang with you dudes and gals who sell and kind of shoot the shit, but you can make some money in the interim. But there's like Jay-Z would say in his classic line, "Nightmares of a lonely cell." There's been nights, and it's far more often where if you're on a panel with 5 or 6 people, you're not making money. Like
No.
you might have a $6 sell that night or
Break even.
nothing, right?
Look at Marvelous Comics. Marvelous Comics, the only time he lets people on his chat or in his channel to sell, he gives them a 45-minute block.
Yeah.
And you sell as much as you can during 45 minutes. You show people what you have, and then you.
But
You're out.
that's whatnot, right?
No, it's not Whatnot. It's on YouTube.
No. What I'm saying is
That's Whatnot style.
The Whatnot format because
gotcha.
you're giving someone. There's no what I feel like the format does here, and a lot of people like it, a lot of people don't.
Mhm.
But it's like, okay, you got 6.5 minutes, sell your stuff, and then you're sitting around for an hour. And some people are like, I can't do that shit, Sans. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit around for 45 minutes to an hour to get back up to sell, and I might not sell. But what it does is in the interim, when Matt is up selling, you're like, Matt, your forehead is a 4-finger forehead, you son of a bitch. Like we're having fun, right?
That entertainment.
In between.
I mean,
So-
where else could we talk about Peaky Sands?
Right. It's
Can
not
I-
going to happen.
Can I
But-
say something that might be a little bit off brand?
Yeah,
I enjoyed watching Jay Blitz's auctions.
he was a
I
wild
enjoy-
boy.
I enjoyed it. He was a character.
He was entertaining. He was a
He
wild
had a
boy.
good crew. Like there was a rotating cast. Like it was legitimately it was fun.
I never look. A lot of people knock Jay. he gave me a shot to be on when people weren't giving everybody a shot to be on YouTube. So what he did, egregious, but I always am thankful that I got an opportunity to build my brand through his show.
Correct.
Because he was like, hey, Sans, and he traded me. You know, a lot of people knock him because they never got their books and stuff from him, but he traded me. I traded him Ninja Turtles, second print #1, and some other goodies, or third print #1. I can't remember. I think it was second print. For first, it was second, yeah. For first, Ahsoka Tano, the Dark Horse, and he sent it to, like, he was straight up with me. He sent it to me, and that book was a 9.2, and it was a huge book. So he was always on a level with me, and like you said, he was innovative in terms of like his prizes, his books. I think he just got over his head in a sense of like, oh, I'm trying to do my own comic. I'm trying to, you know,
he wanted to open his own brick and mortar store.
Yeah,
and he needed the funding to do it.
And what happened was, you know, you got $1 million from everybody waiting to get their books, and you never sent that. So we all get knocked for not sending. Like I gotta apologize to people formally right now. Like my man SNS Steve, he's like, man, it says it's been like 8-10 days. What's going on? For me, if I miss my Saturday shipping, I am screwed because I can't get there until the next Saturday. So it's like, what the hell?
Well, we were panicking about the charity auction because UPS had no large mailer boxes. They're out on the East Coast. So we had to go and buy boxes from Amazon just to ship people's stuff out.
There's people like there are outstanding things with all of us, to be honest. I mean, how long has it been since you've shipped me a package, Sans?
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. And how long?
I didn't even know your address, bro. I was like, where do you live now? I have a short box for you.
I know, because I've purchased so much, man.
Of nothing but like crazy Star Wars like newsstand, like expensive shit. It's just sitting here.
I have like $800 to this man, like in books that I need to ship to him. Like there's a difference between honesty and camaraderie. Jay Blitz did not have the honesty part.
Yeah.
And you could not. Sure. He had the camaraderie. And like I said, it was enjoyable to watch his shows. I'm not saying that we should go like back to that, but
I
like,
think can I just chime in? I think
yeah, go for it.
I think Blitz. The problem was, you know, the old saying, you know, when you don't speak up, or you know, from that standpoint, everyone had an issue, but nobody was saying anything.
That's fair,
right? So you had people coming out the woodworks like, oh, this person owes me comics and money. It's not like you, Kyle, where you're sitting on the show and you say, you know what, I have 10 different people I haven't shipped since the spring, right? You literally are telling people, I'm accountable for that. If these people are, you know, reaching out to me, I'm owning it. Like, nobody was saying anything in those circumstances.
Well,
as a panel member, I also paid people to try to get their deals done right, not knowing how bad it was. And then once as a panel member, once I realized how bad it was, you know,
it was like, I gotta. And look, the other part to it is nobody and everyone was vilified in that crew because of what one man did, but nobody wanted to take accountability for you know, being a part of, because it wasn't their fault. But at the same time, you're like, oh, I got to defend this guy. No. Once it came out, it was clear. And I think that's the part where people, you know, oftentimes, like we've seen it happen time and time again. There's somebody who is a bad seller in the community. They go and rebrand themselves, right? They'll come back as another name and
Big Baby.
and they're selling again, or then they're
under a different name,
going on
or a different platform.
Yeah, different platforms. And we're like, okay, enough's enough, but no one's really calling it out, type of thing. And that's the thing. Like,
Accountability is a big thing. Yes.
yeah, accountability, man. I think at the end of the day, you can't, like, if you're sitting here and you say, I know I owe shipping to 7 people from the spring, you're being accountable for it. Now, is it right? It's not right. And if people called you out, you'll be like, yes, I'll own that out and I'll get you your book soon. But they also know what you're going through in your personal life. And that's why they're comfortable saying, you know what, Kyle, take your time, even if it's like $1,000 worth of books, because they know that you're a stand-up person. You're not trying to screw anybody over. And that's the difference.
And I've added a lot of things to a lot of the boxes and haven't said shit about it. And I'm just gonna send it out, and like people are gonna get extra stuff. So
And
that's
you know
just.
what? That's gonna be a
I
happy.
won't even remember what they ordered the first time, so they're just gonna think they
Can
bought
I
it.
be honest? There's been multiple people that have reached out to me and said, honestly, I don't even remember what I ordered for
I have-
Command. Like,
I have no idea what I have with you.
Yeah, I just want to have anything because, like,
I will
whatever the guy
say this.
has is
I
great.
got a
will-
whole
I
long
will
box
say
from
this.
his private stash. I mean, I'm just
I
waiting for him to send it.
I am completely organized. I have everything documented, and it's all like
Yeah,
I am on
if
top
you-
of
if
it.
you
I
notice,
just don't
guy, he
have
has
the
photos
ability
of
to-
everything.
Yeah.
But I also
No.
feel, again, not to build up this, but I also feel the community has to start calling people out. Like, you
Yes.
have to start making people aware when a turd smells like a turd and acts like a turd and is a turd. We need to call it a turd, and we need to stay united that it's a turd.
I
And
was
here's the
very
thing,
vocal about some
I think
people.
a platform like we said earlier, who that had a tiff with
Rightfully
a gentleman,
so.
right?
Mhm.
Rightfully so. And I think a platform can be used. And I think the guy did the right thing coming on the platform. Now, did he make it worse for himself? I think he did
Mhm.
by being more like abrasive and attacking and not kind of like speaking from a man-to-man standpoint. But those are the types of things, like, nobody, like, everyone has a reputation and you always want to have that untarnished. So allow those conversations to happen. I've had, people say, and I'm like, hey, it's the truth. What am I going to say? Right? You want to have those man-to-man conversations, and it's okay if someone, he's like, he's using his social media platform. I'm like, as long as someone's not saying, lies about you, then get on there, get on your platform and just say, hey, look, someone said I don't do this well. I have 1 million followers who will tell you I give great deals and I ship big books and I do X, Y, and Z. That's all that gentleman had to do. Instead, he got on and he was like, well, I'm not giving you your $20 and you kind of make it a big deal. Like, just say, kind of like we said tonight, man. Yeah, go ahead, Nola.
I was just going to say, if you decide to sell comic books online via YouTube, via the internet, via whatnot, however you choose to do that,
eBay,
all
Shortbox.
responsibility for whatever the interaction is falls on you as the seller.
Mhm.
If you're not willing to take responsibility for whatever happens to that book between the time it leaves your hand and the time, or even better, from the time that person pays you to the time that person gets that book, you shouldn't be doing this. You absolutely should not be doing this, because this is 100% the most trust necessary interaction you will ever be a part of.
Yeah.
Because you or I or anybody, I have sent someone thousands of dollars that I have never dealt with before I ever saw the book, much less had the book in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
If you are not trustworthy, don't fucking do this.
Don't do it.
Take your lumps when they come, and they won't come often if you do a good job. Learn your lessons, do it the right way, have some respect for the people that buy from you. That's the thing.
And again, if you have a problem, first talk to the person. Talk to them. Not fucking accuse them, not threaten them. Talk to them. Hey, man, I got this book. I'm a little disappointed. No one can judge tone through a text. hey man, I just want you to know when I say this, my tone is coming from a direction of positivity. I hope we can make this right together.
Yeah.
You're going to get so much more out of it versus I've contacted my attorney. I don't want to do this the hard way, but we're going to have to, blah, 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 blah. Like, fuck you, pal. Like, we ain't going to go down that road. Like, if you would have been a grown ass man, an adult, then maybe we could have had a conversation, but no, you know? So I just think people are so demanding without understanding the why.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's a good way to say, you know, when we circle back to the shows, right? There's so many shows on YouTube, whatnot, eBay Live, everything. At the end of the day, it's about integrity. It's about having fun. The why people do the show. I agree with Kyle. I think there may be a need to cut back on some of the shows. In fact, I may not be doing as many Tuesday shows or as many Sunday shows because, you know, at the same time, you got to think economical, supply and demand. Like, people are not buying. If you're just putting stuff out there and you're buying and you're not able to sell, then you're left with a lot of inventory. So you either sell your shit undervalue, or you know, and you take a loss, or you're holding on to something that you had intended to sell to buy a bigger key or something of that nature. So I think it is important, like Kyle said, to be strategic, to plan out more, you know, hey, here's what I'm going to do every other week. Once a quarter.
But like, make a schedule. Like, literally just release a schedule. Like, people will check it. Be like, hey, we're only doing Sundays, the third Sunday, or the first Sunday, the third Sunday, and then the second Tuesday and the fourth Tuesday of this month.
Yeah, and I think
this is what we're gonna have.
I think it is prudent of each one of these shows, and so, because when I look at it, man, he said I'm still waiting for a Blitz box. And what about that Blitz Bucks and Jaime Reyes? Look, there's so many stuff we could, but I think there's so many shows that it gets watered down. And what happens is now you're on a Tuesday show and there's 3 shows on Tuesday, and you're like, what is going on? You know, it used to be where there was 1 or 2 and then 2 or 3, and it got to a point where it's like, okay.
It's not hard to toggle between the YouTube shows, but everybody's stepping on each other's feet and overproducing content and not making it an event thing, not having like a camaraderie or like, I don't know. It's
an us versus them mentality.
Yeah, it's a lot of that.
And it's so toxic, and people just don't want to be a part of it. So like, people just start fading away. But if you go, hey, you know who you sell to, you've sold to them. We have the connections. We have the ability to communicate with everybody. Just go out there. Like, reach out to people. Make it an actual show. Literally, like, Houdat was promoting a show that he's coming up with Bleecker Streets on a pop-up auction tomorrow. It's tomorrow. This is the first time I've heard about it. I should have known about it a week ago.
Yeah. And
that's when I
want to promote it for him because
and what we got to do is everybody in the community got to promote that show.
I think now would be a good time to define pop-up, by the way.
Oh yeah. Pop-up is one of those things where you literally are not seen on that night, but you just say, hey, I got a group of friends. We want to go live. Let's do it. Now,
then
with
do
that
it.
pop-up, it is just random as hell. You got some books, they got some books, and you just want to chill and sell.
So, Sans can vouch for me on this. I come and go. I flitter in and out of these auctions. Sometimes I'll do a couple shows a week. Sometimes you won't see me for months. And honestly, the only reason I do them anymore at this point at all is what we were talking about a while ago. The only reason I have any desire to be a part of a YouTube auction is to hang out with you guys or whoever else is on the panel. Or I've literally turned down auctions because I ask who's on the panel.
Right.
And
Fair.
I'm like, no, I don't, that's not my cup of tea. But what I'm getting at is, like everybody's saying, between Strictly and Madhouse and Sans, guys, there's more auctions than there are days of the week.
Mhm.
And they're all exactly, I'm sorry, but bear with me. I'm not trying to call anyone out, but they're all
No.
exactly the fucking same.
Yep.
You're not even saying all of them. Geeky Dad, Horizon Picks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just picking out the 3 ones that stand out to me the most.
Okay.
But guys, these auctions are fucking boring. If you're not on the if you're not on the Kyle and I have talked about this. We talked about this in person.
You guys are
I can't
fucking anarchists. That's why.
I can't watch these auctions live. I can't.
It's so rough sometimes because it'll be like dead air, and that's why I keep saying camaraderie, because like I understand that people are trying to sell their books, but like I'm there to have a good time, man. Like let's just.
And that's why I do it, to have a good time. Like,
Mhm.
but I think you're absolutely right, Nola. There's more shows than there are days of the week and times of the week, and
Mhm.
it's and at times it becomes kind of an oversell to everyone. You're all selling the same shit the same time to the same people. It's not like we have
And it's the same people doing it. That's
right,
the
and it's
thing.
not like you're
Yeah.
having fluctuations of random people on whatnot that just show up to your show or whatever. It
Yeah.
is the same people. So some nights you're gonna have nobody that really buys anything, and some nights you're gonna have people that buy. So it's one of those things where, and like you said, Nola, now even the chat is the people who are selling the next night or something like that, right? So it's
Mhm.
like, I'm buying this to sell this to you, to buy this to sell this to you.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's very
That's-
cyclical in that way. Like, oh, I just bought this from Matt. I'm gonna sell this to Papa.
Well, you remember my hate for Something Is Killing the Children. It was generated because I swear they were selling the same book to each other. I swear there was only like 2 copies of #1 and they were just swapping it for like
Nah.
15, 20 bucks more.
Sid had about 15 of my copies.
I don't know,
At
man. One of the
least.
greatest battles in history was me and Sean Ryder when those books first came out.
Oh man.
And there was somebody on this channel, I forget who it was, that had all the #1s and like pristine, perfect condition. And I never lost sleep over any lot, but I lost sleep for a week over that shit.
Time out for 1 second. Who dat, brother? Have a great night, man. I know you're going through some shit right now with the community and all that. We all love you, brother.
Yes,
Take
dude,
it easy, brother.
I support you, man. I'm sorry, I do. I agree with everything you said.
Yep.
You got to
And
call
you were,
spade a
and you were
spade,
classy. You were
and you were classy
in
about
doing
it, man. You were better than me tonight. I mean, that's not saying much because it's me, but I mean, you were better than me.
So long story short, and to kind of wrap it up, I do think that it is important for these shows to define themselves, and I think the shows have to go a little bit above and beyond and be more creative at what they do, because we have a lot of copycats. I'm going to just say it. The shows start to look and feel the same way, and they are the same thing, and they're titled the same thing, and it is what it is, right? And you call people out, and they're like, fuck you, you called me out on this. But,
And
at the end of the day,
it's the same splash art, just
Yes.
changing the date on it.
yes. But you grow to love these shows for their individuality, and that's why you like some shows, right? Because like you can look at a show like Madhouse, and they got Matty Freeze with his kind of exclusive art that only comes up on this night. So that is a fun aspect to a show.
It makes
You
it
know,
an event, though. It makes
it makes
like
it an event. So that is sort of what you need. It needs to be. There just needs to be more to them this day and age. Like 2 years ago, absolutely, I had 75 people in the chat some nights. It was like, hey, what are you selling? I'm buying it. Everyone was buying everything 2 years ago.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
now it's like, okay, you got 25, you got 35. What you got something good? Unless you got keys and you're selling them at a fair price, it is not a seller's market. So just know that. But that's my soapbox.
Oh my
I
God,
think
dude,
you
Wolverano,
guys
you just triggered the fuck out of me.
just saw a post for Bear Nuts in comics, please.
I'm telling, dude, I got triggered so hard from reading that.
Yo, Wolvie is crazy, man. That is hilarious. Somebody's gonna do that too. That shit would be
Wolvie, if you go and make that IG page right now and try to sell it back to me for $25, I'm gonna be pissed.
Beer, nuts, and funny books.
oh my god.
Beer nuts and not Matt.
Oh shit. Anything else, gents, before we wrap up?
No, I just want to say thank you for listening to my rant. And I'm sorry, dude. It was a bad night. I've been in a bad headspace all week dealing with this, going back and forth between charities. And I just can't stand for it. I can't do it. I'm not the bigger man. And thanks for giving me, 20 minutes to say fuck
And
that
yet-
guy.
And yet you have the bigger man's forehead. What's up with that?
What's up?
Big brains. I keep going back to it. Big brains got to be stored somewhere.
Zombies are really going after you this Halloween.
Some people have big.
The
got big
zombies
brains.
can't miss you.
If you put Kyle's headband on Matt's head, it would look like fishing line.
Oh, there was a time I had a headband on and
remember the
curly hair.
headband with the man.
It's like it's like that watermelon trick. You just keep putting rubber bands on it till it pops. Well, I just got the cone head approach.
Gents,
There's one thing I want to say. Our next episode is episode 30, and that's the conclusion of our season, correct?
Yes. So then
that
we
is
start.
correct.
And again, we start season 3. I'm hoping like around December, and then we'll have a new intro, new the whole 9 for season 3. Maybe
So,
we'll
yeah.
get a new cast member since someone's been becoming a staple week to week. We don't know. Someone's got to come around. Jeff, I'm talking to you, Jeff Silverstiff in the back. I'm sorry, Nola's still here.
No, I was just gonna say, and I occasionally I have these moments of honesty where I just like to be sincere. I had one during the Adeline Rose auction, and this is another one. Guys, I appreciate y'all letting me come on and hang out because, like I said, the only reason I do this is to hang out with some of y'all. So to come on here for just the reason of hanging out and not even having to worry about fucking watching people try and hawk books, love it. So I appreciate Matt including me in this. Please note I said Matt and not Sans. So anyway.
Come on, Nola. You always got an invite. I just never remember to invite anyone.
Just saying. So anyway, thank you guys. I appreciate y'all letting me hang out with you.
No problem, gents. Well, from us to you, everybody out there that came through, man, we appreciate it. As always, we're gonna speak the realness here on the channel. We're gonna have some fun doing it, and we're gonna try and bring you some cutting edge stuff, man. So hopefully, the info that you heard us. You'll go check out some of these movies that we recommended, some of these shows, and you'll avoid some of the drama because we were able to do it for you. So with that in mind, for my co-hosts, the Savage One, Matt, the Time Traveler, and the Ladies Man.
I'm the
Noah.
sweetheart. Just
Y'all
call
know
what
it.
is.
We are out, ladies and gents, and that's a wrap. And Nola.